Recording stopped. 마이크 테스트, 마이크 테스트, 마이크 테스트 중입니다. 마이크 테스트 중입니다.
마이크 시험 중입니다. 하나, 둘, 셋. 하나, 둘, 셋. 하나, 둘, 셋.
마이크
Strategies
테스트입니다.
for capacity building of digital transformation in higher education in developing countries.
마이크 테스트 중입니다.
숙명 Women's University.
마이크 테스트 중입니다.
저희도 소리 잘 들어옵니다. 그런데 소리 좀 더 크게 해줄 수 있으실까요? 잘 들리세요? 하나, 둘, 셋.
마이크 테스트 중입니다.
Recording in progress. 예, 지금부터 2023년 유네스코 유니티인 주관대학 공동 세미나를 시작하도록 하겠습니다. 안녕하십니까? 저는
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to begin.
국제개발 협력원장으로 유니티인 사업
First of all,
담당하고 있는
let me introduce myself.
안진원 교수라고 합니다.
I am
반갑습니다.
Professor An Jin-won of Handong Global University. I'm very pleased to meet you all.
예, 이번 세미나는 우리
Today's
이수영
seminar,
교육위원장님, 그다음에 ODA 전문가, 또
we have invited presidents of
국내
host
유니티인
universities
주관대학,
and
그다음에
also
개도협력대학 관계자분들을 모시고
participants and ODA
이번 이제
experts,
무대에서
and
책임 있는 지도적
we will be
리더로서
discussing about how Korea can reborn itself as a responsible country to provide support and also to share the strategy for capacity building of digital transformation in higher education in developing countries. We are hosting the seminar in hybrid manner, online and offline. We are joined by developing countries and also the education-related participants, around 100 participants have joined us today. So, first of all, I'd like to introduce the guest joining us today at the seminar. First of all, a lot of help was provided by the chairman of the Education Committee of the National Assembly. Please welcome National Assemblyman Yoo Gi-hong.
And this is his third participation in UNESCO-UNITWIN joint seminar. Now, from the National Assembly Education Committee, we have Secretary Kim Kyung-wook, and because of his business trip to Japan, he could not join us in person, but he has sent us a recorded video message. Now, I would like to introduce you to the presidents of the UNITWIN host universities. First, President Choi Do-sung of Handong Global University. From Sungmyeong Women's University, we have President Chang Yoon-keum. And Korea National Open University, we have President Ko Sung-hwan. From Korea National University of Education, we are joined by President Kim Jong-woo. And Professor Ji Bom-ha, who will be moderating today's discussion, has joined us today. And from Handong University, we have Professor Lee Gu-geun, Professor Jo Sung-bae. From Sungmyeong Women's University, Professor Jo Jang-in. From Korea National Open University, Professor Song Kyung-woo. From Korea National University of Education, Professor Kim Kyung-woo. Professor Kim Gap-sung. Professor Son Jung-ju.
이 현장과 그다음에
So on and offline, we are joined by people on Zoom and YouTube as well. I would like to welcome everyone to this joint seminar.
자, 그럼 이번 세미나의 첫 번째 순서로서
And let us move on to the first
개회사가 있겠습니다. 그 자리에
welcoming
앉으셔서
remarks. President Choi Do-sung from Handong Global University, please deliver your welcoming remarks.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Choi Do-sung, President of Handong University. On this warm spring day, I'm very pleased to host a seminar on strategy for capacity building of digital transformation in higher education in developing countries, co-hosted by National Assembly Office of Representative Yoo Gi-hong and Kim Byung-wook, and including Handong University, Sungmyeong University, Korea National Open University, and Korea National University of Education. I'd like to sincerely welcome all the participants. I also would like to express my special gratitude to Chairman Yoo Gi-hong, the National Assemblyman Kim Byung-wook, and presidents of the host university for their active efforts to co-host this seminar despite their busy schedule. I also would like to extend my gratitude and welcome the officials of the UNITWIN partner university who traveled from far away to attend this seminar. Handong University was founded in 1995 under the slogan, Learn to Lead, and has been working tirelessly to share its knowledge and experience with developing countries in Asia, Africa, and Latin America for the past 28 years to foster international leaders who will transform Korea and the world. As a result of these efforts, Handong University became the first university in South Korea to be selected as UNESCO-UNITWIN host university in 2007, providing learning opportunity to approximately 43,000 people from developing countries through 820 higher education training programs over the 14 years. Handong University has made a lot of efforts. These education's ODA activities have been recognized internationally with UNESCO and UN Academic Impact, as well as the UN Sustainable Development Solution Network, SDSN, featuring Handong University's UNITWIN projects as best practice on the international stage. As you know, COVID-19 has changed many aspects of our lives over the past 3 years, and the education sector in particular has never been remain the same. Korea has been quick to move from face-to-face virtual education to keep up with the pandemic, but the situation in developing countries is not the same. When we talk to universities in developing countries, Handong University works with, we often hear that schools are closed due to COVID-19 and that non-face-to-face education is not possible in places with inferior or poor education infrastructure. Due to the gap during the pandemic time, students' education level has declined and the education gap between the countries is getting more and more serious and widened. Under such circumstances, I think today's seminar is very important and meaningful. We need to share ideas and information on how to close the education gap, especially various institutional arrangements for digital transformation, how we can devise and diagnose the various challenges that arise in developing countries and come up with solutions together. As we look at the future, we begin to see the path we need to go. Handong University will continue to share experiences, strategies, and know-how with its partner universities and plan effective and innovative higher education programs for digital transformation in higher education. In closing, I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to everyone, especially I believe this is very significant as the participants around the world are joined via seminar, and I hope that we can dream together for future where everyone join together, and I sincerely hope that UNITWIN can be the starting point. Once again, thank you very much for joining us today, and I sincerely hope that today could be a very meaningful day.
최총장님 감사합니다.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
장현금 총장님의
Now we are
발언을
going to
듣겠습니다.
invite President Chang Yoon-gun from Sungmyeong Women's University. Hello,
Hello,
I'm President Chang Yoon-gun from Sungmyeong Women's University. And whenever I come to this meeting, I represent Sungmyeong Women's University, but I feel really passionate and endearment in this activity because 30 years ago, Sungmyeong Women's University started Asia Women's Research Institute, and I was the president of that institute, and we started UNITWIN project in 2016. But before that, Sungmyeong Women's University has actively participated in ODA initiatives, and Sungmyeong Women's University was really enthusiastic in these activities, and I am well aware of the importance of UNITWIN projects. And I would like to thank Chairman Yu Gi-yong of National Assembly Education Committee, and we have met each other several years ago in this joint seminar. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank Chairman Yu Gi-yong for his full-hearted support. So today we are joined by UNESCO-UNITWIN host universities and stakeholders to talk about strategies for capacity building of digital transformation in higher education in developing countries. In recent years, we have been experiencing the acceleration of digital age due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And one of the sectors at the center of this transformation is education. The importance of digital education and the need to build capacity continues to be emphasized, and especially in developing countries, to realize quality and sustainable higher education. But one university alone cannot achieve this. We are joined by 4 UNITWIN host universities today, and I hope we can work together with all the partner universities to expand these UNITWIN programs even further and put our heads together to come up with better ideas to do this. Sungmyeong Women's University has been implementing UNESCO-UNITWIN project under the theme of women's empowerment through ICT and leadership education since 2016. We have been working with the female students from 4 countries, including Laos, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Cambodia. And we have been focusing on digital entrepreneurship education. through this UNITWIN project,
우리가
we
모두
expect to
교육을
foster
어떻게
female
하면 새로운
talents who will
방안도
lead the digital
맞이하고
transformation
준비하고
era.
가는가 하는 그런
This joint
여러
seminar
가지
aims to
방안을
explore
모색하는
new ways to
자리이기도
provide
하지만
better education
저희가
in the
혼자 풀지
digital
못하는 그런
education,
여러 가지
and it will
주제와
provide
여러분이 여기서
solutions to the
참여하고
challenges
또
facing higher
발표하고 또
education in
토의하시는
developing countries,
교수님들이
especially in the
이번 시작으로
post-COVID
다양한
era. We
의견들을
look forward to
올해 내내
sharing
또
the
같이
experience and know-how
나누면서
that
디지털 시대
universities
계도
have
고등교
built
의견
over the
발전을
years
위한
and
혁신적인 아이디어
discovering
한 번이 아니라
innovative
지속적인
ideas for the
방안을
development of
내놓는
higher
이렇게 처음에
education in developing
시작의
countries in
시간이
the
되었으면
digital
하는
age.
바람이 있습니다. 오늘 이
I'm sure this
세미나가
is going to be
모두에게
a
의미
starting
있는
point
시간이
for
될 것을
many more
믿고
wonderful
참석해 주신
milestones,
모든
and I
분들께
hope today's
감사드립니다.
seminar proves to
고맙습니다.
be informative and meaningful for all the
예,
participants.
장 총장님 감사드립니다.
Thank you
다음으로
very much,
방송대학교
President
고성환
Chang.
총장님의
And now we are
개사있겠습니다.
going to invite President Ko Sung-won
안녕하십니까.
from Korea National Open
반갑습니다.
University.
존경하는 국회 교육위원님
I'm very pleased to meet you all, Honorable National Assemblyman Yoo Gi-hong and also Kim Byung-wook and President Chang Yung-kum, Sungmyung Women's University,
한국교원대학교 총장님과
and also President Choi Do-sung of Handong University, President Kim Jong-woo of Korea National University of Education, and distinguished guests, welcome to the UNESCO-UNITWIN joint seminar. I'm particularly pleased to see so many of you again, whom I met at UNITWIN International Conference held in Jeju last November. The COVID-19 pandemic has swept across the whole world over the past few years, and education sector has not been spared. Experiencing the restrictions and disruptions to educational opportunities caused by the pandemic has made us all to reflect on the importance of education. It was also an opportunity to highlight Korea's role in education internationally. The UNITWIN project, which is being carried out together with UNESCO, plays an important role in developing higher education and expanding opportunities in developing countries through the cooperation of higher education institutions in various fields to realize UNESCO's ideals and achieve sustainable goals. It is also very meaningful that we are here today under the theme of strategies for capacity building of digital transformation in higher education and developing countries. I believe today's opportunity is very meaningful. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, at a time when there is an increase in interest and policy support for the Korean education model dissemination project, both domestically and internationally, the UNITWIN project is an optimal program to learn about Korean higher education model from the perspective of developing countries that need to develop their human resources and strengthen their capacity. Women's leadership and ICT capacity build at Sungmyung Women's University, entrepreneurship training at Handong University, teacher capacity building at Korea National University of Teachers, and distance education capacity building at Korea National University of Education and Open University are areas that the world recognizes as a true soft power representing Korean higher education. In other words, we believe the UNESCO-UNITWIN project is an excellent framework to efficiently deliver and share our education know-how with various higher education institutions around the world. The four universities will continue to cooperate and strive to share Korea's educational know-how with the world through the UNITWIN programs. We look forward to your interest and encouragement. Once again, thank you so much for joining us today at the UNESCO-UNITWIN project seminar, and I wish you all the best in your future, happiness and health. Thank you.
예, 고 총장님 감사합니다.
Thank you very
마지막으로
much,
교원대학교
President
김정우
Ko. Now we are
총장님의
going to
개사있겠습니다.
invite President Kim Jong-woo from Korea National University of Education.
총장
Good morning,
김정우입니다.
ladies and
이렇게
gentlemen.
항상
I'm Kim
마지막에
Jong-woo from Korea
축사를
National
환영사를
University of
하려고
Education.
하면 조금
I'm always the
당혹스럽기도
last to deliver
하고 좋은
welcoming
면도 있습니다.
remarks.
이
Kind of
당혹스러운 그런
flustered, but
저도
there are
준비
also
항목을 앞에서 다
advantages.
해버렸기 때문에
Because,
이
I'm
반복해서 해야
flustered
된다는
because
이런
all the
애로감이
good
있고
words that
또
I have wanted to say
다행스러운
have
것은 좀
been said
짧게
by
해야
other
된다는 이런
speakers.
그
But
이점이
fortunately,
있는
I
것
can
같습니다.
have a shorter welcoming
너무 엄숙한 것
remarks.
같아서 제가
That's a advantage.
오늘
So I wanted to break this rather
오래됐죠.
serious
저희
atmosphere.
대학 참여한 지는 한 4, 5년 된 것 같은데
And our university has been participating in UNITWIN project for 4 years now.
그리고
Congratulations
요즘
on
우리 국내
UNITWIN
교육
joint
상황이
seminar.
굉장히 역동적으로
The educational
어떻게 보면 또
circumstances or
어지럽고
environment
이렇게
home and abroad is
힘들게 지금
changing
진행되고
very
있는데
rapidly to the
그
level of
한가운데
creating
계신
rather
우리
chaotic
유기용
situation.
교육위원장님
But
감사합니다. 굉장히 바쁘실
I would like to
텐데
thank Chairman Yu
참여해
Gi-yong.
주셨고요.
You are at the
그다음에
center of this
최도성
dynamic
총장님,
change. Thank
고성환
you very
총장님,
much. I would like to thank
장윤금
President Choi
총장님 정말
Do-sung,
감사드립니다.
President Chang Yong-geum,
지금 뭐
President Ko
시차를
Sung-wan for
감안할 때
joining
아마
us today. And given the
줌으로
time lag,
접속하고 있는
I
해외에
believe
계신
many
분들은
people
거의
are
꼭두
joining
새벽이 아닐까 이렇게
us
생각을
from
하는데요.
overseas.
그렇게
And it must,
그럼에도
for some of
불구하고
them,
이렇게
it must be
참여해
very
주셔서 정말
early in the
고맙습니다.
morning. In spite of that, you
최근
have
우리 사회가 이제 디지털
participated,
전환이라고
and I'm
하는
very
어떻게
grateful
보면
for
이제
that. We are
정말
currently
감히 상상도
experiencing an
못한 어떤
unprecedented
변화가
change
지금
in history
이루어지고
called
있는데요.
digital
그렇게
transformation.
이제 우리
Many
삶의
things in our lives are
변화를
being
하기 때문에
digitalized,
고등교육을 담당하는
and not
대학도 그에
only
따라서 여러 가지 그
the press and
방법론적으로
media,
고민을
but higher
해야 되는
education is
이런
being
시기인 것
transformed
같습니다.
for the digital age.
그래서 지금 우리가 이렇게 한 자리에 모여 있는 것도
We are
모일 수 있는
gathered
것도
here
이런
today,
그 디지털 때문에 우리가
and thanks to
가능하게 된 게
the
아닌가
digital
이렇게
technology.
생각합니다. 그래서 뭐 간단하게 저희
So,
교원대학교가 이
Korea
사업에 참여하면서
National University
어떤
of
점을 교환점을 두고
Education.
있는지에 대해서
Let
간단히
me talk
말씀드리면서
about our focus in
마치겠는데요. 저희는 뭐
participating in
아시다시피
this
유초
project. As you're
중등
well aware,
교사를 한
we
자리에서
are educating
양성하는
the schools
고등교육법에
for
의해서
elementary,
규정되어 있는
middle
종합교원
school, and
양성대학
high
중에서는
school.
유일한
We
대학입니다.
are
그렇게
the
하다 보니까
only
저희는 교원의
general
양성 그리고 교원의
education for
연수
teachers,
그리고 교육
and
연구 분야에서
we are
우리가
responsible
기여할 수 있는
for
몫이
education
있다면
research, and if
그런
there is any
부분에 대해서
contribution that we
대학의
can
모든
make,
역량을 집중시키고 있습니다. 그리고 특히
we are
디지털 시대에
concentrating our
맞는
efforts
교육
to
환경을
come out with
만들고
digital
또
education
거기에 적합한
environment that
교사를
befits the
양성하는
digital
이런
age
일에
and training
매진하고 있습니다.
university,
그리고 이런 것들을
training
통해서
education and teachers for
개도국에
that.
우리 한국 교사 교육의 우수성을
And I would
알리고
like
또
to
수출하고 또
promote
이를 통해서
the
궁극적으로는
outstanding capacity of training
우리
teachers
모든
and share that with our
사회
developing
미래 세대의
countries.
모든
And
사람들이
everyone who is
디지털
participating in
시대에
Unit 1
공존,
project
공영할 수 있는
can
그런
prosper
목적으로 하고 있습니다.
and
오늘 이
be
모임이
better through this
이런 저희 대학이
UNITWIN
기여하고자 하는
activities.
이런 문제에 있어서도
So I
큰
believe
성과를
today's joint seminar
거둬들였으면 하는
comes
게
at a very
한국 교원대학교
opportune
총장으로서의
time.
바람입니다.
As the president of Korea
회의가 아주
National University of Education,
활발한
I hope
가운데
today's meeting
충분한 논의를
achieves a lot of
교환할 수 있는 그런
outstanding
장이 되었으면
results
좋겠습니다.
and free
감사합니다.
exchange of opinions. Thank you
네,
very much.
김 총장님 감사합니다.
Thank you very
다음으로는
much,
이번
President
세미나를 공동
Kim.
주최해
Now we are
주시고
going to
많은
invite
도움을
the
주신
co-host of this
교육위원회
joint seminar,
국회교육위원회
Chairman
위원장이신
Yu
유기용
Gi-hong
위원님의
of the
축사하겠습니다.
Educational
뜨거운 박수
Committee of the
부탁드립니다.
Ministry of Education. Please welcome him with a big hand.
네, 여러분 반갑습니다.
I'm very pleased to meet you all, ladies and gentlemen. I am Chairman of Education Committee at the National Assembly of Republic of Korea. I am Yu Gi-hong. It is my great pleasure to host a seminar on strategy for capacity building of digital transformation in higher education in developing countries. As the moderator has already mentioned, I think it was 2015 when I was working as the chairman of the Education Committee. That was a time that I took part in the UNESCO-UNITWIN joint seminar, and I'd like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to my colleague, National Assemblyman Kim Byung-wook, and also the president of Handong University, Sookmyung Women's University, and also Korean National University of Education, Korean National Open University, the speakers from home and abroad. Once again, my sincere gratitude goes to all of you. As you're well aware of, the UNESCO selects universities with a track record of international development cooperation as host university, and this UNITWIN is regarded as an ODA program in education. 43 host universities from 23 countries are working with the collaborating universities under the solidarity and alliance trying to pursue development of the education, they
말씀을
play
듣다
pivotal
보니까
role.
우리
Upon
네개
listening
대학이
these speeches
좀
by
환상의
4
조합,
presidents,
이런
I believe that
생각이 드네요.
their
우리 또
working relations
한동대는
are
한동대
truly
역할, 여성
fantastic
지도자,
because Handong
또
University has its
보원
own role. For
그리고
example, and
어쨌든
Sungmyung Women's University also has its own
이런
role
점에서
as
뭐
nurturing
환상의
women's
조합이
leadership and
아닌가
also
이런 생각을
ICT, and
해봅니다.
every university has its own merits and
저는 이
strengths.
사업을 우리가
I
다른
believe
나라들보다
that
더
the
잘할 수 있다고
UNESCO-UNITWIN,
생각합니다. 그 이유는
this
뭐냐면
project,
우리가
Korea is the
발전도상국을
most appropriate party
경험했던
to carry
나라이고
it out because we have
어,
experienced
많은
development
노력을
and we
통해서
have
이제
transformed ourselves
발전도상국에서
from less developed
벗어나서
country to the advanced
선진국
countries.
배열에
We
있는
have
나라이기
joined
때문에
the member
그
of the
경험을
advanced
바탕으로
countries league, and
더
based on
많은
our past experience,
공감과 도움을 줄
definitely
수 있는
we can
그런
understand the
위치에 있는 것이
projections
아닌가 하는
and
생각을
also the
해봅니다.
courses taken
우리
by the
경험만 놓고
developing
보더라도
countries. Just looking at Korea's
발전도상국
experience,
단계에 있을 때
when we
고등교육의
were
역할이
at the
얼마나
stage
중요한가 하는
of
것,
developing countries, we realized how
미래 인재를
important the higher
양성해내는
education's
것이
role are,
얼마나
especially
중요한가 하는
developing
것을
the future
우리는
talents
너무나
are the
잘
most
깨닫고
important
있습니다.
factor, and we realized
그런
that.
점에서
And in light
전
of
세계에
that,
있는
based on our
협력대학들과
experience, I
앞으로
truly believe that
더
Korea
깊이
is
있는
the most suitable
연대와
country to
지원 관계를
provide support to
형성해
other
나가시기를
nations based on the
진심으로
solidarity and collaboration. I sincerely
바라겠습니다.
hope that the
사실 우리
UNESCO-UNITWIN
대학도
project can
지금 많이
flourish.
어려운 게 사실입니다.
Well, Korean universities
제가
are also
고등교육
undergoing some
재정 문제
challenges.
확충을 위해서
As a
특히 또
chairman of the
어려운
education
지역
committee,
대학을
I'm
살리기
working
위해서
hard to secure more
많은
budget for
노력을 하고
universities,
있습니다.
especially located in the remote areas.
우리 코가 석자 아니냐 이런
We
얘기를 할
have
수도 있지만
surmounting work ahead of
우리가
us, so we are also in dire need of doing our own work. But
전
because of our
세계로부터
past
지원을
experience,
받은 것이
especially we were
큰
aid
원동력이
recipient
됐듯이
countries, and the aid
우리가
from other
이제
countries were a driving force,
선진국
putting
대열에 들어선
Korea
나라로서의
into the
책임을
track of
다해야 될
becoming advanced
그런 필요가
country.
있다고
And now,
생각합니다.
as one of the
또한
member of the
코로나 때문에
advanced
여러 가지
countries, we
제약이
need to fulfill
있었는데요.
our
근데 교류도
responsibilities.
더
Due to the
활발하게 되고
COVID-19, we had a lot of restrictions,
또
but
해외
now
유학생들을 더 적극적으로
is a
받아들일 수
time
있는
to
여건도
more
됐다고
readily
생각합니다.
accept students from
그리고
abroad
해외에
and
있는
share our
대학의
experience
우리
with other
학생들도
countries.
파견해서
And
경험을
also,
하게 하는
we need to
여러
send our
사업들이
students to other
가능한
countries.
그런 시기가
And
됐기 때문에
finally, the time has
유네스코
come
유니트윈 사업
that
4개
the
주관
student
대학에
exchange can be further
더 활발한
facilitated
활동을
through today's
기대하고
seminar. I sincerely hope that four
교육부에서
UNITWIN universities
예산을
can
제가 보기엔
work
그렇게 많은
hard
예산은
to
아닙니다만
provide greater support to other
내년에는 좀 더 많은
countries.
예산 지원이
Ministry of
이루어질 수
Education, of
있도록
course, it has limited
하겠습니다. 이동훈
resources, but
박수 한번
I
쳐주세요.
promise myself, please give a warm round of applause, because
네.
from the National Assembly perspective, I will do my best
이
to
네개
provide
대학
greater help
발전을
and also
특히 더
allocate more budget so
지원하면서요.
that diverse education program
우리나라
can be
대학의
carried out.
어려움을
I wish
극복할
all
수
the
있는
best to the
그런
UNITWIN universities,
정책을
and
법안을
I will
예산을
also
마련하기
try
위해서
to legislate
저는 또
laws
국회에서
and
열심히
secure more budget,
노력하겠다는
and the National Assembly
말씀을
will
드리도록
work hard
하겠습니다.
so that the
한 가지
education field can
죄송스러운
achieve greater
것은
growth.
제가
I apologize one thing.
오래된 선약 때문에 자리를
Due
끝까지
to
지키지
my prior engagement, I cannot
못함을
stay until
of Education Committee of the National Assembly of the Republic of Korea.
다음으로
Now we are
공동
going to
주최해 주신
invite
또 교육위원회 간사 김병욱 의원님의 축사를
Secretary
영상으로
Kim Byung-wook
모시겠습니다.
of the Education
안녕하십니까.
Committee of the National
국회교육위원회
Assembly.
위원 국민의힘
Good morning,
김병욱
ladies and
의원입니다.
gentlemen, and I'm Kim Byung-wook,
2023년
member of the Education
유네스코
Committee
유니트윈
of the National
주관대학 공동
Assembly.
세미나 개최를
Congratulations on
축하드립니다.
joint seminar
뜻깊은 세미나를 함께
2023
공동 주최해
UNESCO
주신 유기홍
UNITWIN
교육위원장님을
project. I would
비롯한
like to thank
최도성,
Chairman Yoo Ki-hong,
장윤금, 고성환,
President Choi
김종우
Do-sung, President Chang
총장님께도
Yun-gung,
깊은
President
감사의
Ko Sung-wan,
말씀을
and
전합니다.
President Kim
오늘 해외
Jong-woo
출장으로
for co-hosting
불가피하게 함께
today's
자리하지 못해
event.
아쉬움을
I'm
전합니다.
overseas now
오늘
on a business trip.
세미나에서는
I'm sorry I could not
개발도상국
join you
고등교육
in
분야
person.
디지털
Today we are
전환을
going to
위한
talk about
역량 강화
strategies for
방안에 대해서
capacity building
논의합니다.
of digital
4차
transformation in
산업혁명,
higher education
인공지능 기술
in
등
developing
디지털
countries.
기술이
We are
가속화되고
going
있습니다.
through fourth
이에
industrial
따라 산업계가
revolution,
요구하는
rapid
역량과
internal
직무도
and
급변하고
external
있어
environment
디지털 교육 체계
changes,
구축과 이를
accelerating digital
효과적으로 활용할 수
technology through
있는
artificial
인력 양성과
intelligence.
함께
The jobs
국제적인
required by
교류와
the
협력을
industry
통한
also
경험과
changing,
지식의 공유
and
환경도
it is is
필요합니다.
necessary for
모쪼록
us to grow
오늘
by
디지털
sharing
기술을
our
활용한
experience and
인프라와
knowledge through
기술력을
international
강화하기
exchange
위한
and cooperation.
전략과
We
계획을
hope this seminar will
세워나가는 데 도움이
contribute to
되길
economic
바랍니다.
growth and development by
저도
promoting
오늘 세미나를
innovation
통해
in
배출된 훌륭한
education
아이디어를
policies.
정책과
I have
법안으로
also introduced
발전시켜낼 수
bills
있도록
related to higher
최선을
education and
다하겠습니다.
vocational education and
마지막으로
look
이번
forward to
세미나에
developing
참석해 주시고
the great
논의에
ideas
기여해
generated
주신
at
모든
today's
분들께
seminar
감사의
into
말씀을
policies
전하며
and bills. I
새로운
would
교육
like to
체계를
thank everybody
세워나가는
for joining us
과정에서 서로
today.
협력하여
And in the
발전하는
process of
시간이 되기를
establishing
기대합니다.
new
고맙습니다.
education system, I think we
예.
can hope and rely on each other's
감사합니다.
support. Thank you very
그러면
much.
일부의 마지막 순서로 단체 사진
So,
촬영이 있겠습니다.
We're
의원님과
going to
총장님은
now
그
have
자리에
a group
계시고
photo
교수님들
session. So
그다음에
I would like
뒤에
to
있는
thank
사계대학 직원 여러분들
presidents
앞으로 다
and
나와주시기 바랍니다.
legislators to
감사합니다.
stay where they are,
그리고
but I would like
사진
to
촬영 후에
ask
잠시
everybody
휴식시간을
in the
가질
back to come
예정이고
forward.
행사장
After the
바깥쪽에
group photo,
커피와
we are
다과가
going to have
준비되어
a
있습니다.
brief break. We have coffees and cookies outside in the foyer.
사계대학 직원 여러분 빨리 나와주세요. 앞으로 나와주세요. 네, 나와주세요.
म यहाँ लेख्छु तर मेरो दर्पण हुन्छ होइन सर लेखिँदैन मैले ए बेद इज नट मिटिङ भन्ने भन्नु छ हेलो ओके
예. 예, 모두 자리에
Ladies and
착석해
gentlemen,
주시기 바랍니다.
please
예.
take your
이제
seats.
유니티인 주간대학별
Now
주제
we are going to
발표를
start the
한동대학교,
presentation
숙명여자대학교,
by Handong
방송대학교,
University, Sungmyeong
교원대학교
Women's
순으로
University,
진행하도록 하겠습니다.
KNOU and
먼저
KNUA.
한동대학교
First, we would like to
조성배
invite
교수님의
Professor
발표가
Jo
있겠습니다.
Sung-bae from
조성배
Handong Global
교수님은
University.
한동대
He is
전산전자공학부
a
교수로
professor of Department
개도국
of
내 프로그래밍
Computational and
언어 교육 및
Electronic
디지털
Engineering.
창업을
He is
위해서
dedicated to
힘쓰고 계십니다.
providing
큰 박수
programming language
부탁드리겠습니다.
education for developing countries. Please welcome him with a big hand.
네, 안녕하세요. 그 마이크로 러너블이라는
Hello.
주제로 발표하게 된 한동대학교
I would like to
조성배
talk about
교수입니다.
micro learnable.
발표에는
I'm
긴장이 되진
Professor Jo
않습니다만
Sung-bae
8분이라는
from
제한
Handong
시간이 긴장을 하게 만드는
University.
것 같고요.
Well, I'm
빠르게
just
중요한
given
부분들
8
위주로
minutes, so I have
발표하도록
to speed
하겠습니다.
up.
저는 그 지난 몇 년간 그
Over
많은
the
국가들
past
대상으로
several years,
IT와
I've been working with
창업이라는
various
테마로 교육을
countries,
계속 해왔고요.
many universities to
코로나
educate
기간에도
students
그
from
교육이
developing countries.
이어지도록
And even
다양한
during the
버추얼 툴들을
COVID-19
이용하고 IT
period,
기술들을
we
이용하고 또
introduced
맞춤형
specialized
템플릿까지도
tools to
만들어서
conduct online,
학생들을 교육해왔습니다.
non-face-to-face
네, 어느
camps
날
and
더
created
저희는
specialized
더 좋은
templates to
것들을
provide
튜닝을 할 수
quality
없을까?
education
그
to
교육도
students, but
튜닝하지만
we
더
were
그 이상의 것들을
always
제공할 수
looking for
없을까라는
better
고민을 하기 시작했고요.
opportunities and better
그래서
tools
이런
for
생태계를
education.
생태계를 튜닝하자라는
So
생각에 다다르게
we
되었습니다.
began to
배우,
realize that we
배우게
needed
되면
to
그다음에 그게
develop
써먹을
and tune
일자리가
up
필요하고 그런
our
회사들이 필요한데
ecosystem.
배움에서 끝나지 않고
We
이런
can train
환경들까지도
and
제공해 줄
educate
필요가 있겠다.
students,
그래서
but we
그러려면
need to
현재
create
많은 그
jobs,
회사들이
and we need to create
스타트업들이
an
생겨나가야
environment
되고
conducive to
그래야지만 좋은
creating
일자리들이 생기게
jobs.
되고
And we
근데
need many
그러려면 또 소프트웨어
startup
스킬이
companies
필요합니다.
that can create jobs,
지금
but we need
개도국에
software
트위닝을 하고 있는
skills for that.
대학들 중에는 지리적으로
Among our
약점을 갖고
twinning
있는 것들도
partners,
당연히
there
많습니다.
are
수도권에 있지 않고
universities who
일자리가
have
많지 않은 곳에
geographic
대학이 있는
disadvantage,
경우들도
located
많은데
in remote
그럴
areas
경우에는
where
그
there are
자체적으로
fewer
그
jobs.
지역에
In that
일자리가
case,
생겨야 합니다.
we need to
소프트웨어는
create
그
jobs
분야
in the
특성상
local
어디에
community.
있더라도 창업이
Softwares,
가능합니다.
regardless
어디에
of
있더라도
where
일이
you are, can
가능하고요.
set up your
그래서 지역에
business.
외진
You can
지역에
start
사무실을
working,
차리더라
even
하더라도
in
아니면 컴퓨터만
remote
있다 하더라도
areas.
인터넷만
So as long
있더라도
as you have
전
a
세계
computer
대상으로
and internet
사업을 할 수
connection, you
있습니다.
can do
어떻게
business
이렇게
with all over
생태계를
the
만들 수
world.
있을까라고 하면 첫
How can
번째
we
단추가
create that
소프트웨어
kind of
스킬이더라고요.
ecosystem?
근데
The
소프트웨어
first
스킬을
step would
가르치려고
be
했을 때
training
1, 2주의
software
방학
skills,
캠프로
but it cannot
충분한가
be done in
불가능했습니다.
1 or 2
그리고
weeks training
저희가
during summer
동영상을
vacation.
제공한다 하더라도
And when
이
we
소프트웨어
provide
분야
video
특성상
lectures,
실습이
because of
필요하고
the
프로젝트 경험이
programming and
필요한데 이
software
기존의
skills,
틀로는
we
어려웠습니다.
need
그래서 저희가
exercise and
그런
hands-on
틀을
training.
이런
So we
플랫폼을
wanted to
직접
create
개발을
a
했습니다. 그
platform
이름이 마이크로
that enables all of
러너블이고요.
this, and it's
저희가
called
어떠한
Micro
부분들을
Learnable, and we
주안점을
developed
두고
it.
개발을 했는지를 이제 설명드리도록 하겠습니다.
Let me talk
우선
about our
굉장히
focus
그 현지에
areas
있는
in
많은 페인
developing
포인트들을
micro
저희가 미리 알고
learnables.
있었기 때문에 그
We
하나하나
were
해결해
aware of
나가기
many pain
시작했고요.
points in
스펙이
local communities,
낮은
and
하드웨어에서도 잘 동작할
sometimes
수 있고
hardwares
굉장히
had
빠르게
low
바뀌는 이런
specs, so
산업
we wanted to
분야의
create a
콘텐츠들을
platform
담아낼
that
수
can
있는
function on
그런
low
접근
spec
방식들을 저희가
hardwares
취했습니다.
with a lot of
많은
content.
대학들에서 이미 그
And
도입을 하고
many
계시고 좋은
universities
피드백들을
have
주고 계시고요.
introduced this and giving us
보시면
great
이런 그
feedback.
자동화된 학습 툴, 365일 공부를 할
In
수
this
있는
kind of
실습할 수 있고 프로젝트를 할
automated
수 있는
learning
이런
tools
툴들을
that can be used to
개발하려면 여러 가지
365 days
퍼즐
a
조각을
year,
저희가 맞춰야
we
합니다. 해결을 해야
have to
되는데
put in
시간
place a
관계상
lot of
모든 것을
pieces
다
of
언급할 수는
puzzle.
없지만 중요한 부분들
I cannot go over
하겠습니다.
everything because of
첫 번째,
time limit.
여기에서
I will
보통
just focus on the key things.
개발자, 소프트웨어 개발을 해보고 싶은 친구들은
For
포기합니다. 좌측에
those of
보시면
you
저렇게
who
긴
are interested in
스크롤이
developing
필요한 개발 환경
softwares,
구축이 먼저
when you look
선행이
at the
되어야 되는데
left-hand
보통 저기서 포기를
chart,
많이
you
합니다.
will have to
환경
set
자체를
up your
만드는 게 어려운
development
거죠. 근데 저희는
environment. But
클라우드
many
기반으로
students
다
give
구축이
up
되어
at
있기
this
때문에
stage.
우측에 보시는
Creating the
것처럼
environment
어느
is
PC에서도
challenging.
저사양의
But we have
PC에서도
this
그냥 브라우저만 열면 웹 브라우저만
environment
있으면
built
바로
on
학습이
our
가능합니다.
cloud. So all you have to do is open
보시면
your web
요즘에
browser to
틱톡의 시대,
access
유튜브
this
숏의 시대입니다.
training
보십시오.
environment.
1분의 동영상으로
And
좋은 지식들을 빠르게 습득하는 시대인데 보통
we have a
강의는
lot of
1시간,
valuable
길게는 영상으로 하면 3-4시간의
videos
강의를
that
했을 때
last
그걸
1
소화하는 게
minute and
학생들이
that can
효과적으로
teach you a
습득하는 데
lot.
참
But if
한계가
you have
있는
1 hour
그런
lecture
시대이기도
or
합니다.
3 hour
그래서
lecture,
저희는
it is
마이크로
too hard for
유닛이라는 소위
students
말하는
to
바이트
digest.
사이즈, 한 입
So
크기의
we
교육
developed
콘텐츠들로
micro
구성이 되어
units or
있습니다.
bite-sized
학생들이 5분, 10분의
educational
짬나는
content.
시간만으로도
So the
학습을 할 수
students can
있게끔 되어
listen to
있고요.
5 to 10
그래서
minute
짧은 영상을
lecture
보고
whenever they
바로
can
그
find time,
미션을
and then
어떤
they
미션을
can
주어지게
start their
되면 그걸
mission
바로 실습해서
right
자기 거를
away.
만들 수 있게끔 하나하나
Exercise it
구성이
and
되어
make it it their own.
이게 하나의 예시 화면인데요.
This is an
저쪽에서 영상을
example
보고
screen,
본인이
so
해내야
they
되는
can
태스크들을
watch
읽어본
the
뒤에 어디 다른 화면을
presentation
이동하지
and
않고 바로
reach
가운데
their task,
화면에서 코딩
and
실습을 할
in
수
the
있고,
central
그리고 우측에 보시면
screen they can
별도의 테스트
exercise their
디바이스를
coding
연결하지
skills,
않고 그냥
and without
브라우저 내에서
connecting to
실행하는
any
화면까지도
special
확인할 수
test
있습니다.
device, they can
이
open up
또한 전부
everything
다
on the
클라우드 기반으로
browser.
작성했기
And this
때문에
is
저희가
all
개발했기
based on
때문에
cloud.
가능하기도 합니다. 그리고 소프트웨어 스킬을 배웠지만
And
프로젝트를 할 수 없으면
after getting
사실상
the
의미가
software skills,
없다고도
if you cannot
말씀드릴 수 있을 것
participate in a
같습니다. 그렇기
project,
때문에 PBL
everything
교육이 정말
becomes
필요합니다. 프로젝트 베이스드 러닝은 저희는
unnecessary. So
굉장히
we
작은
need
단위의 마이크로
PPL,
프로젝트를 중간중간에 해낼
project-based
수 있게끔
learning.
구성이
So
되어
we
있기도
wanted
합니다.
to provide
다양한
micro project
모티베이션을 주고
opportunities
있고요.
from time
이
to
부분이 정말
time to
중요하더라고요.
provide
저희가
the students
영상이나
to
다양한 걸
continue
먼저 소프트웨어 분야에서
training.
제공을 했었었는데
And in the
현지에서는
software, we used
이
to provide
학생들이
a lot of
잘하고 있는지
video
성취도를
contents,
파악하기 위해서는
but
문제를
students,
출제하고
in order
채점하는 굉장히
to check their
번거롭기도 하고 시간이
progress,
많이 드는
you know,
그런
having the
작업들이 필요합니다.
exercise
근데 저희는
test
그런
and grading the
페인포인트를
test is
해결하고자
necessary,
코드를
but
작성하게
it
되면 클라우드에서
is
자동으로 채점을
burdensome.
하게
So in
하고
order to resolve this
되고,
pain
그리고 각
point, we offered
지역의
automatic
국가에서 교수님들이
exercise test
쉽게
and
다운로드
grading.
받으셔서 채점이나 아니면 성취도 파악을 하는데
And so
자유롭게
that
사용하실
the
수 있게끔 되어
professors
있습니다.
can check the progress of their
그리고
students
굉장히
without much
유연하게
hassle.
이 툴을 사용할 수 있게 되는데요.
And
어느
we
국가,
wanted to
어느
make this tool
대학에서는
flexible.
이걸 비교과 과정으로
In some
서티피킷을
universities,
발급하기도 하고
they
어느 국가에서는
wanted
정규
to
교과목으로
adopt it as an
도입하기도 합니다.
extracurricular activity, but others introduced
그리고
it
지금
as
보시는
an
것처럼
official
그
part of their
차근차근
curriculum.
학생들이 본인의 소프트웨어 스킬을 빌드업 해갈 수 있게끔
So the
코र्스들이 다
students
마련이 되어
can
있고요.
step by step build
지금
on
이
their
표가
software
굉장히 중요한데요.
development skills. This is a
보통은
very
5개의
important
시리즈
chart.
코스를 들으려면
Usually,
중간중간에
if in
방학이
order
있기
to
때문에
listen to
28개월
5
이상의 굉장히
course,
긴
you
시간이
sometimes it
소요됩니다.
lasts as
근데
much as
365일
28 months
24시간
because there are
또 일주일에 7일
vacations
계속해서 이어서
in
공부할 수
between.
있는
But if you can
이런
study
온라인 자동화된
continuously
툴을 사용하게 될 경우에는
using the
6개월까지도 이
online
기간이 짧아질
automated
수 있습니다. 그래서
tool,
현지에서
you can
이제
shorten
필요한
it to
스킬을 빨리
6
배울
months
수 있고
so
일자리를
that
빨리
students can
일자리가 있다면
accelerate their
빨리
training and take a job
인플로이드를
as soon as possible
공급할 수 있습니다.
and get
이건 현지 스타트업
employment.
선택에도 굉장히 중요한 기술이기도 한데요.
And this is a
부분에서
very valuable
간략하게라도
skill
기술을
for
설명드리면
startup ecosystem in
일반적인
the local
전통적인
community.
코딩 교육에서 사용되는 언어나
Traditional
이런 부분들을
coding
배제하고
education,
현업에서 굉장히
well,
활발하게 사용하고
we
있는 바로
wanted
사용할 수
to
있는 그런
focus
실무적인
on
기술들로
the
구성이 되어
hands-on
있습니다. 각
training that can
기술들은
be used
해당
right
필드에서
away
분야에서
in
1위들을
jobs.
기록했던 굉장히 트렌디한
These are
기술들을
very
가르치고
trendy
있고요. 왜
technologies
이런
that
니즈가
are number
있냐면
one
지금 보시는
in
것처럼
their
예전에는
respective
스타트업을 한다
field.
하더라도 뭐 안드로이드
When we
폰,
set up
아이폰,
startup
그리고 윈도우
companies, we
데스크톱
had
하나용
iPhone,
어플리케이션을 각각
Android,
따로 만들었어야
Windows
됐습니다.
application. We
근데 그렇게
needed to
하려면
develop
너무 큰 팀이
everything
필요하고 비용이 많이
separately, but
발생하기
this
때문에
requires so many
실제로 스타트업을
team
하기가
members
굉장히
and a
어려웠던
lot
거죠.
of cost.
근데
So
지금
it was
보시면 저희가
difficult for
가르치는
startup
기술을
companies to
이용하게
tackle
되면
this challenge,
한
but
사람이
using our
예를 들면 한
technology,
사람이 하나의
one
코드만
person
가지고도 이
with
6개의
just one
그런
code
플랫폼을 다
can
대응할 수
build
있습니다.
for all
이렇기
6
때문에 굉장히
platforms.
스타트업에도
So that
유용하지만
accelerates
지금 보시는
the
것처럼
growth
빅테크
of
기업들도
startups,
굉장히 이
and even
장점을
the big
이용해서
tech
많이 공부를 하고
companies
있습니다.
are using this
틱톡을 만든
technology
바이트댄스,
a lot.
댄스 회사는 벌써
TikTok,
70개에서 90개 이상의 어플리케이션을 다 이 기술을
ByteDance
이용해서 만들고
company
있고요.
are using this
토요타의 차세대
technology
인포테인먼트 시스템이라든지
widely.
구글의 차세대
Toyota
OS에서도 이
and
기술을
Google's
채택을 했습니다.
next generation OS teams are
이
also
기술의
adopting
굉장히
this
장점 때문에
technology.
이미 아프리카를
Because of
포함한
the
많은
benefit of
구조물에서
this
이
technology,
기술의
many
장점을 이용해서 굉장히
countries in
많은 수요가
Africa
있고요.
are
그렇기 때문에 이
leveraging this
기술을
technology
교육하는
widely,
걸 발빠르게
and
진행할 필요가 있기도
we need
합니다.
to speed up in
이미
training
국내외에서
students on this
많은
technology,
대학들이
and
도입을
already
하고
home
있고요.
and abroad
국내에서도
many
실제
universities are
많은
doing
대학들이
that,
도입을 해서 사용하고
and
있습니다.
many Korean
지금
companies are using
보시면
this
그 월드
technology
이코노믹
right
포럼에서
now. World
2025년도에
Economic Forum in
필요한 10가지 스킬을 제시를
2025
했고요.
has
그걸 네
proposed
가지 타입으로
10
나눌 수
skills
있는데
that
그 네
would be
가지
needed
타입의
for
이 자동화된 툴이
2025,
하나하나
and there
대응을
are
하고
4
있는 것도
types,
보실 수
and
있습니다.
this
실제
automated tool can
응고되는
respond
스킬들을
to all those
제공할
4
수 있게 됩니다.
types of skills.
이따 토론 시간이
I will
있다면 또 자세히 이 부분을 말씀을 드릴 텐데요.
elaborate on
자동화된
this
툴의
if I
큰
have time
장점인 것
during the
같습니다. 그
discussion
국가별로
session.
아니면
This is the
대학별로
benefit
필요에
of
따라
automated tools.
필요에 따라
Each
이
country,
툴들을
each
사용할 수 있다.
university
플랫폼들을
can
사용할 수 있다. 그래서
customize
저희는
this platform based
개인적으로도
on their
이용할 수 있게
own
되기도
needs.
하고
You can
자체적인
use it
캠프를
on an
운영하기도
individual
하시고
basis. You
아니면
can use
정규
it to run
교과목을
your
대체하는
own
목적으로 쓰시는
camps,
경우들도
or you
있습니다.
can use it as part of your official
품위 대학에서는
curriculum.
방학 때
Kumi
저희가
University
일체
during the
학원하지
past
그
vacation,
않은 상태에서
without any of us
자체적으로만으로 저희 툴을
visiting,
이용해서
they
굉장히
have run
성공적인
this
캠프를
tool
운영하셨고요.
on their own and
아마 다음
successfully ran
세션에서
their
바로
camp. In the
관련된
next
구체적인 발표를
session, the
해주시는 걸로
Kumi
알고
University
있습니다.
professor will be making the
그리고 저희는 여기서
presentation.
멈추지 않고 더
And we are
체계적인
not going
서포트를
to
하려고
step
애를
here. We are
쓰고
going to
있습니다.
provide
지난
even more
방학에는 저희가
systematic support
자동화된
going
학습 툴을
forward. In last
제공했지만 모르는
vacation, we
것을
provided
물어볼 수 있는
automatic
전 세계 학생들을 위한
learning tool,
방법이
and
필요하기 때문에
we
200시간이
realized
넘는
that
줌
there
Q&A
is a
세션을
need for
운영했었고요.
students
제가
to
이
ask
부분
questions,
그런
so we
질문
have
드리고
operated and
미얀마의 학생이
answered
지금 보시면 저희가
questions for
하이라이트한
200
부분을
hours on
저희가 참
Zoom,
울리는
and
마음
Myanmar
울리는
students
부분이었었는데요. 현지에 I
actually
have no one to
said something
ask라는
that 물어볼
사람이
hit
없다는 이 부분이
hard.
굉장히 도움이 됐다.
And
그래서 저희가 왜
he
이걸
said
하고
that he
있는지,
has no
왜
one
이게
to ask
중요한지를 저희가 한 번
questions.
더
So
되새길 수
we
있었던
realized that we
기회였습니다.
needed to have a system for
저희는 여기서
answering
멈추지
students'
않고 코딩에 대해서
questions.
한 번도 해본 적이
So
없는 입문자를 위한 코urse들도
we are not
추가로
going to
개발을
stop here. We
했고요.
are going to even
그리고
create
지금 보시는
entry-level
저게 얼핏 보시면
programs for
키보드
people
같지만
who have
라즈베리
never done
파이에서
skill
개발한
development of
키보드 모양의
softwares
PC입니다.
before. This
100달러가
is a
되지 않고요. 그렇게
keyboard-shaped
저사양의 PC에서도
company. It's
저희가
less than
극단적으로 잘
$100.
동작하는가라는 걸
Even
테스트했을
in
때 결국
those
잘 동작을
low-spec
했었고요. 그래서
hardwares, our
굉장히
system
개도국에서는
operated flawlessly.
그
So
인프라구
developing
측에도 굉장히
countries
용이하게 역할을
can
저희가 기대하고
easily
있습니다.
build the
저희가 아까
infrastructure
설명드렸던
for training.
생태계를 만드는 걸
So
체계적으로
it's all
저희는
about
단계를
creating the
나눠서
ecosystem.
저희는 꼭
We are going to take
이루고자 합니다.
step-by-step
첫 번째
approach
단계에서는
to
지금 보시는 것처럼
develop the
교육을 먼저
ecosystem.
제공합니다.
First
소프트웨어 스킬을
step
먼저
is to
기르는 게
provide
우선시 되어야 되기
software
때문에
skill through
지금 많은
education,
국가에서 이미
and
이용하고
many
계시고 또
countries
추가로
are
이용할
already
계획이고요.
taking leverage of this.
두 번째 페이지에서는
In the
현지에서
second
처음부터
phase,
스타트업을 하긴 어렵기 때문에 저희가
in
다양한
order
프로젝트의
to
현지의
support the
개발자들,
creation
소프트웨어
of
스킬을
startup
배운
companies, we
친구들에게
are
이런
going to
프로젝트에
work
참여할 수 있는
together
기회를
with
주려고 합니다.
students who
그럼
have gone
일자리가
through
생기게 되고
training
그 기술에 대한
and give them an
숙련도는
opportunity
점점
to
올라가게 됩니다.
participate in related
그래서
projects, and their
지금
skill
보시면 이거
levels will
확대해
become
보면
higher.
그러면 추후에는 기술적인
Going
숙련자들이 많이
forward,
늘어나고
this
일자리가
skilled,
많아졌기
there will be
때문에
more
거기서
skilled
나오는
developers
자본을
and more
가지고
jobs,
현지의
and with the
스타트업이
capital and profit
비로소
from these
활성화되게
jobs,
됩니다. 그러면 더
we
많은
can
일자리가
promote the
생기게 되는
growth of
이런
local
생태계를 저희가 단계적으로
startup companies,
구축하려고 합니다.
creating more
자,
jobs.
결과적으로
So we want to
말씀드리면
create this
소프트웨어
virtuous
스킬을
cycle.
자동화된 툴로
Software
어느
skills
지역에 어느
through
곳이든
automated tools can
저희가
be
그
provided
365일 학습할 수
wherever,
있게끔 제공을 하게 되고 그렇게 하게
365
되면
days a
현재에는
year.
많은
And by
일자리와
doing
스타트업들이
that,
동시에
we can create startup
활발하게 되고
companies and
그렇게
jobs
하게
in the
되면 또
local
소프트웨어 스킬이 필요한
communities.
인재들이 계속
And
필요한 이런 선순환
there
구조 이런
will create
생태계를
demand for
저희가
further
궁극적으로는
software skills.
트위닝하고자 합니다.
So with
짧은
unit
시간이
twinning,
돼서
we want to create this
충분하게
kind
전달이
of
안 됐을 수
ecosystem.
있겠지만
I was running out of time,
끝까지 집중해
so
주셔서 감사합니다.
I would like to thank
감사합니다.
you all for your
예,
attention. Thank you.
저희들이 이 마이크로 런업을 포함한
So
우리 한동대
we've heard
교육
about
유니트윈
micro-learnable,
사업에서 특히 지금
Handong
미얀마가
University's
21년도
UNITWIN
2월
project,
달
and
쿼런타인으로
Myanmar
대학들이 다
in
닫혀
February
있는데 저희
2022. All the
온라인으로 미얀마
universities were
학생들을
locked
교육을 하고
down, but
있습니다. 그래서 이번
Myanmar
학기만 해도
students are
1295명의 학생이 15개
being
과목을
trained
수강하고 있고
online, and
매주
more
또
than
2주에 한 번씩
1,200
Q&A
students are
세션을
adding
통해 가지고서
our
미얀마
class
학생들을
to their
만나고 있는데
list
정말
of
가슴이
classes,
많이 아픕니다. 그래서
and
우리가 이번
it's
여름을
really a wonderful
거치면서는
experience.
지금 그 탈레반 때문에 교육을 못 받고
Because
있는
of Taliban in some regions
여성들을 좀
in
교육할 수 있도록
Afghanistan,
좀
some
생각을 해보고
female
있고요. 그
university
밖에 이제
students
전쟁으로
can
대학이
benefit
열리지
from this
못하고
kind
있는
of program, and also
우크라이나라든지
Ukraine, where the
시리아라든지 이런 데도
universities are
저희들이
shut down because of
접촉하려고
war, and also
확장을 하려고
university in
생각을 하고
Syria. We
있습니다.
are planning to
다음으로는
expand our
그
cooperation with
쿠미대학의
universities in
우간다
those
쿠미대학의
regions. Now,
엘루부
from
조셉
Kumi
교수님이
University of
발표했겠습니다.
Uganda,
우간다와 시차가
Professor
8시간이나
Elubu
나기
Joseph
때문에
will be
해당
making the
발표는
presentation.
영상으로
Because of the
준비했습니다.
time difference,
감사합니다.
he has sent us a
Dear
video recorded
comrades, welcome to this session where
presentation.
we are going to be sharing some feedback about mobile application development course based on micro-learnable platform. My name is Elbu Joseph, Head of Department Information Technology of Kumi University. And surely, warm greetings from Kumi University in Uganda. And I'm very happy to be the one sharing with you at least feedback about this wonderful platform that gives us ability to develop mobile applications based on the practical concepts that are provided directly on the web. And this is a very wonderful one. I will be taking you through this, but before I take you through this, allow me share with you something about my wonderful Kumi University. Sure, KUM University is a Korean-founded private Christian university in Uganda, which was founded by two missionaries, that is Liu and Miss Minji Lee, in 1999. It developed from African Leaders Training Institute, which was established earlier in 1996. This was basically to meet the demands of the local community. KUM University is located in eastern region of Uganda, basically in the place commonly referred to Teso sub-region. And KUM University is just next to the famous old stone age site called Nyero Rock Paintings, which is located in Kumi district, of course, of Eastern region in Uganda. KUM University aims to provide quality, affordable, community-tailored, Christian-based higher education to the whole of Uganda, East Africa, and the world at large. We are serving students from Uganda and East African countries, including Sudan, by the way. Although Sudan is not an East African country, we are having students from Southern Sudan, we are having students from Kenya, Tanzania, we are having students from Rwanda, Burundi, we're having students from all over East Africa, and this makes KUM University an international university in Uganda. KUM University runs with the motto, godliness and excellence for servanthood. And the vision of KUM University is to be a world-class center for quality and affordable community-tailored higher education, at least in Uganda. With that, I am happy I have shared with you something brief about KUM University. So that brings us to talk about micro-learnable application developments. And this is a platform that gives one a chance to be able to learn mobile application programming or application development based on the concepts, practical concepts, and the expert videos that are given with the exercises. And this has made our students able to learn the concepts of programming in that, and then Flutter platform in helping in the development of mobile application. And out of all this, we basically were able to start up with the DAT programming, and then later a number of students actually went to do mobile application development 1. So within this DAT programming, 31 students participated in the 2022 winter intensive course, where a number of them actually got certificates, and that was really good for our students. And actually, as a feedback to you, a number of them who finished actually are now dealing with the application development 1, where they're developing mobile application interfaces and so on and so forth. A number of them have come up with something presentable, which is really, really good. And within that section, we were able to successfully go through the DAT programming because of the lecture materials that are well explained through the expert videos and followed by exercises. Immediately a video is played, an exercise follows, and that makes it easier for one to comprehend what has been explained in the video. The other fact is that there are links to other related materials that helps learners to be able to learn much more deeper, and that is very handy and helps the learners to do whatever is needful for one to be able to understand what is being explained. The other one is that there was an online support by a dedicated expert who was able to help the learners in some areas that are a little challenging, and they were able to follow up with this because of the support that was rendered to them by the experts who could be able to meet them online. So those who participated in that programming actually we are now seeing that they are able to even cope up with other programming languages that were not yet introduced because they're already having concepts of programming. You can't talk much about variables. You can't talk about those other identifiers. They're already aware of what those means, and that makes their learning now easier. However, we had a little bit of challenges, not actually many challenges though, but of the few, we see that some of the micro-learnable user accounts would sometimes get locked, and this forced our learners to create new accounts, which actually takes someone back to the beginning. And yet someone could have gone to some level, although our team, the micro-learnable team, was able to give support, but that was a challenge that took place. And the target expected completion period for the first course, that is that programming, actually was not enough, and that forced our students to hurry up just to meet up the targeted period. And yet, to me, I think that may make it a little challenging because one will only be focusing on finishing instead of focusing on learning and to comprehend everything. So with this, I hope we will be able to at least give 1 month of learning, because in the extensive course we were dealing with this, and it was about 2 weeks. Yes, about 2 weeks. That was very intensive, and that gave a little bit of a challenge. And also to mention is that some sections of mobile application development 1 course was not very smooth because parts of the code would not work well. Like, I get feedbacks, some of our learners, when you run the exercise, it runs forever, and that gives them a little bit of discouragement. But we hope that is going to be worked on, and micro-learnable platform becomes actually the best place to learn, because you have the video, you have the exercise, you can test your code, and you have what to execute and all that, a sample output that you need to code to come up with, and that is quite very interesting, and that makes micro-learnable platform the best place to be. With that, we can actually say that micro-learnable brings on table a very handy approach to practical learning of programming concepts relating to very sensitive area. Mobile application development is one of the areas that most of the learners would want to explore. And the fact that micro-learnable has given access to this to students of various universities in the world, it is irresistible, and the world has been waiting for something like this, where there is a video that explains what happens, and then there's an exercise that helps students to comprehend what they have learned, and then also give them a chance to run the code that they have developed. And this is very, very nice. And due to the fact that micro-learnable team granted University chance to access its mobile application development materials, the Department of Information Technology of University has actually updated its bachelor's and diploma programs curriculum to contain mobile application development as one of the course units. This is already a big achievement to micro-learnable. You have made it easier for practicals to be handled by any student from wherever they are, and that really gives us a very core thing to run on. Micro-learnable, like I said, is working with a number of universities in educating their students and product teams. Those universities includes one of them, Andong Global University, University, and the rest of them. And thank you very much to Andong Global University for working hand in hand with the Soft Factory in the enhancement of learning through micro-learnable platform. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for listening, dear comrades, and I hope to be able to share with you much more later if granted the chance. Big up to the team that organized this workshop, and this is quite good for our world. Thank you so much. Until we meet again.
예, 감사합니다.
Thank you very
네,
much.
우리 윤 대통령이 그 대한민국 1호
President
영업사원이라고
has
말씀하셨는데요.
called
우리
himself
최도정
number one
총장님이
salesperson
유니틴
for
사업의 1호
Republic of Korea. But I think
행동대장이십니다.
Professor Joseph could be the second salesperson for
그동안
Korea.
보시면은 우간다도 직접 방문해 주셨고, 루안다도 방문해
So
주셨고, 페루도
we
방문해
have
주셨고,
visited
캄보디아도 방문해 주셨고, 이번
Rwanda,
여름에는 또 6월
Cambodia,
달에는
and
우즈베키스탄을
in
방문해
June
주실
he will
거고,
be visiting
그다음에
Uzbekistan.
8월에는 또 캄보디아를
In
방문해 주실
August, he
것입니다.
will
현장에 가서
visit Cambodia.
활동도 지켜보시고 또
And I would
중요한
like to thank Professor Cho
1호
for his dedication.
해주시고 있습니다. 감사합니다. 이 자리를 빌어서.
Thank
예,
you.
이번에는 우리 그
Now we
숙명여대
would like to
아태정보통신원의 원장이신
invite
조정인
Professor
교수님께서
Cho Jong-in
Women's
from
Capacity
Sookmyung
Building
Women's
in the Digital
University. She will
Transformation이라는
talk
주제로
about
발표해
women's
주시겠습니다.
capacity
큰 박수
building in the
부탁드립니다.
global transformation. Please welcome Professor with a big
네,
round of applause.
안녕하십니까. 숙명여대
Hello, everyone.
아태 여성 정보통신원
I am
원장을
Executive
맡고
Director
있는
of Asia Pacific Women's Information Center at Sookmyung Women's University. My name is Jo Jong-in.
디지털 혁신 시대에서 저희가
We live
생각할
in the
때
era
정말
of digital
워머노믹스의
innovation,
시대가
and
지금
once
도래했다고
again,
생각을
I
하는데
believe that
워머노믹스라는 거는 잘 아시다시피
Womenomics
woman
era
plus
has
economics.
arrived. So
만약에
women plus
한국의
economics
경우에도
era has
여성과
arrived.
남성
In case of
간의
Korea,
어떤 젠더
between male
디스퍼리티가
and
반
female,
정도라도
if the
현재의
gender
시점보다
respect,
줄여진다면
the
대한민국의
gap has
GDP가 3%에서
reduced, I'm sure that the
4%까지
GDP of Korea
올라갈 수
can be
있다라는
increased 3 to
이런
4% than the
정말
current level.
네, 그래서 저희 이제 유네스코 숙명여대 유네스코
So
유니트윈 같은
today I'd
경우에는
like to introduce
저희
UNITWIN
파트너들이
of Sookmyung Women's University. Most of the partner of our school are located in ASEAN,
핵심
and
클라이언트라고 할 수 있는데
our major clients are ASEAN
저는
women.
금방 말씀드린 워머노믹스
As I
시대가
mentioned before, women economics era, I'm sure, is now shifting the paradigm in ASEAN. That is my strong belief. So very briefly, I'll begin my presentation.
PT 말씀드리겠습니다. 잘 아실 거예요. 로버트
I'm sure that you know it very well. There is a Robert shocks, so GDP per capita, advanced economies in emerging countries. If you look at the gap, where does it come from? And you can see a tremendous, enormous gap exists. And existing economic scholars have pointed out that the reason between these are probably investment in labor or capital. That's where the differences come from. However, Robert Solow, professor of MIT, said it's not about labor or capital, but it's about innovation, especially technology innovation. That's where all the gap comes from. This is quite shocking. Especially in the developing economies and economic theory, a new change has swept the whole world. And the era of the digital transformation is giving a new change not only in advanced countries, but also in ASEAN countries. And I strongly believe that digital transformation will definitely bring a new change and great impact on Asia Pacific. If digital transformation can be implemented based on our expectation, I'm sure that GDP per capita in ASEAN will astronomically increase than the current level. So we do have experimental and scientific evidence. And UNESCO-UNITWIN program carried out by Sookmyung Women's University within the macro
대학생들에게 정말
changes that are
인지도쇼와
likely to
변화가 일어날
happen,
수 있다라고
we are
확신하고 있거든요.
aspiring to
잘 아시다시피
achieve a great
who was
change.
affected by the pandemic
Who was
이라는 그
affected by the pandemic? I'm sure
질문으로
that you
이렇게
know this.
서베이를 해봤을
So
때
we've done
사실은
survey based on
테크잡,
this
IT나
question,
아니면 뱅킹
and
섹터나
tech
아니면
job like
디지털
IT,
쪽에서는
banking, or
거의
digital
대부분
area,
오히려 고용이 더
and
창출되거나 늘어난
more jobs were
반면에
created,
non-tech
and
잡에서 일하는
in the
아세안의
non-tech
여성들은
jobs,
대부분
especially
non-tech 잡에서
women working in
어떤
ASEAN
구들을
mostly are hired in
판매한다라거나
the non-tech area
서비스업이라거나
like selling clothes,
호스피탈리티 이런
working
부문에 이제
in the
고용이
service
되어
industry
있는데
or
제가
hospitality industries.
현지의 그
And
대학생들하고 이렇게
I've
얘기를
done
해보면
survey when I talk to the
인도네시아
university
대학생하고도
students
어제
in
이제
ASEAN
얘기를
countries. I also
나눴는데
talk with the
보통
college
대한민국의
students in
여성들은
Indonesia,
요즘에는 결혼
and I
연령이
found
굉장히
that interesting
늦어져가지고
fact. In
32살이나
Korea, most
33살
of
때 이제
the
결혼을 하게
Korean
된다.
female, the
인도네시아
average age
여성들은
that they
요즘에
get
그
married
평균
is
결혼
like
연령이
32 years old.
언제냐라고 얘기를
But in
했더니
Indonesia, when I
한
asked the question, what's
20살,
the average
21살,
age
22살
when
대학
they get
졸업하면
married? And they told me
바로
that right
이렇게
after they graduate from college or
자카르타
university,
같은 이제
around early
시티 에리아에
20s, they
사는
get
이제 좀
married,
고학력
especially
여성들인
female,
경우에는
highly
25살
educated
이럴 때
female
결혼하고 대부분의 이제
living in Jakarta, the metropolitan
농촌
city. They get
지역에서
married
좀
on
이렇게 행복
average like
수준이
23 years old,
낮은
but
그런
in
여성들 같은
remote
경우에는 수록사에
agriculture
결혼을 해서
area, they get
대부분
married
20대
when
초반에
they
이제
are
아이가
around
있다고
20.
하더라고요. 근데
So when
사실
they
뭐
become early
대한민국에서도
20s, they already
여성들이 이제
have kids.
경쟁력가
But
되는
in
그런
case of
주요한
Korea, one of
연령이
the major
결혼을 하고
reasons
나서
why
아이가 한 명
Korean
태어나고
female, their career
그러다
suddenly
보니까 이제
stop is because they
노동시장에서
have to focus their
드랍아웃하는 그런
energy
결과가
to take
많은데
care
우리
of their
아세안
children.
여성들 여대생들
And
같은
same is
경우에는
happening in
20대
ASEAN
초반 이럴 때
countries.
이제
So
애엄마가
in their
되고
early 20s, they
그러면은
already have a
사실은
couple of
이
kids, which
친구들은
means that it was
아무래도
very difficult to
이제
get a job
넌테크
or
잡에
work,
웬만하면 넌테크 잡에
especially
고용되어 있고
they
그렇기
are
때문에 이제
hired
노동시장에서
and working
아웃되는
in
그런
non-tech
결과가
area.
오게 되어
So
있습니다. 네,
since they have to
이런
take
그
care of
아세안
their
대학생들의 특성을
children,
생각해 봤을
their
때 특히
career
이
cannot be
친구들한테
further
필요한 게
developed. So
디지털
what
스킬이라는
these
건데
women
디지털
really
스킬을
need is a
갖고
digital
있으면
skills. And if
취업률이
someone has the digital
굉장히
skills,
급격하게 이제
the
변화되는
possibility
그런
of getting
결과뿐만
jobs will be
아니라
really heightened. Not only
보시면은
that,
이렇게 그
as
숙명여대
you can see
유네스코
here in these
유니트윈
slides,
프로그램을
the UNITWIN
이제
program
경험을 하고
carried
졸업을
out
한
by
학생들
Sungman
같은
Women's
경우에는
Universities.
취업 시장에서도
Those who
훨씬
receive
더
the ICT
실적열치가
education and
높아질 뿐만 아니라 이
graduate, their
친구들의
job
그런 연봉
and
수준이
being
샐러리 레벨이
hired
거의
in
50%
the
이상
professional area,
이렇게
their
변화하는 것을 보실
salary
수
levels
있습니다. 그래서
increase more than
저희가
50%, and also
디지털
the possibility
교육하고
of them getting a
기반
job
그 아까
also
축사하실 때
skyrocket.
장윤금
And
총장님께서도 저희 같은
President
경우에는
Jang
이제
Yoon-kum of
여성
Sungmun
기업가
Women's University
정신이라든가
already
여성
said
창업 교육, 특히
and
어떤
emphasized how
디지털
important it
스타터
is,
이런
like
교육에
digital
저희가 지금
startup,
집중을 하고
entrepreneurship,
있습니다.
spirit, and that is
그래서
why our school, Sungmun Women's University,
보시면은
focuses a lot
특히
of our
저희가 그
energy in the digital
제주도
education.
작년에
Last
제주도에서
year
저희
in
참여대학
Jeju,
이제 그 핵심 교수진들하고 핵심 스태프들이 이렇게 많이
with the
오셨는데
key professors
와가지고
and also
오신
staff
하신
have
말
gathered
중에 제가
together,
제일 이렇게 감동을
and
받았다라는
one
거는
of the most
숙명여대
impressive comments
유네스코 유니트윈
is
교육을 받고 나서 이
Sungmang
친구들이
Women's
스템 필드에
University
굉장히
UNITWIN
많이 취업을
program.
했다라는 거. 그다음에
When
스테미닛이
ASEAN
뭐 인도네시아
female graduate from
자즈마다
this
대학교
program, they get
캠퍼스에서 지금
hired by
굉장히
well-paid job, a
커지고 있고
high-quality
그다음에
job,
캄보디아
and
로얄
their
프놈펜이나
career,
캄보디아 굉장히
like
열악하거든요. IT
Phnom Penh University
인프라스트럭처가
in
제대로 안 돼
Cambodia, the
있다
IT
보니까 이
infrastructure is really
친구들이 뭐
fragile,
스템
not
필드를
well
잘 아실 거예요. 사이언스,
penetrated, but in
테크놀로지,
the STEM
엔지니어링 앤
field,
매스매틱스 쪽
science,
분야에서 여성들이
technology,
부족한
mathematics,
거는
in the STEM
맞는데
field, yes, there
이
aren't
숙명여대
many women
유네스코
working in
유니트윈
that
교육을
field, but
통해서 정말 이
the females receiving
캠퍼스에 정말 이제
education and
그
completing
패러다임
the
혁신이
course of
일어나고
Sungmung Women's
있다라는
University
거를
UNITWIN,
말씀드리고
they get
싶고요.
hired in the STEM
그랬을
field. So
때
this is like
특히
a
이제 그
revolution that is happening
저희가
in ASEAN
그 주요
countries.
이제 그 핵심 파트너 대학에서
In the major partner
할 수
universities that
있는
Sungmung
그런
Women's University
기회가
work
굉장히
with,
적다라는 거예요. 뭐
there
대한민국에도 지금
are limited
무크라던가 아니면
opportunities. For
K무크라던가
example, we
그런
have
오픈
MOOC
코र्스
or
이런
KMOOC,
것들을
which are
통해서
like online
굉장히
open
많은 재원의
courses
국가의
And
재원이 이제
by
활용이 되고 있는데
undergoing these
사실은 밑에
programs, a
조금
lot
관심
of
있으시면
talented
다
people
아실
are
거예요.
cultivated. If you're interested in
저희가
MOOC program,
열심히
you
많은
might
돈을
know that.
들여서 MOOC
And
클래스를
we
굉장히
spend a lot
많이
of
만들고
money,
있는데
and then we create
completion
an
rate는
excellent MOOC
3.1%밖에
program,
안 되는
but
이런
merely the completion
충격적인
ratio
저는
is
이거를
shocking,
봤을 때
3
저도
point some
Kmoo크에 예전에
percentage
참여를
point.
했거든요. 그래서
I took
Kmoo크에
part in
굉장히
KMOOC
애정을 많이
program,
갖고
and I
있었는데
do have a special affections to the
completion
KMOOC
rate가
program, but the
3.1%
completion
정도밖에
ratio
안
is
된다라는 거는
3.1%, which
이거는
is
정말 많이
extremely low.
충격적이었습니다. 그리고
And
뭐
that was really
미국의
shocking.
마이크로소프트사라든가
And
구글이 코딩
Microsoft or
부트캠프라는 거를
Google,
많이
they
지원하고 있어요.
provide
아세안에서도
coding
굉장히 열심히 하고
bootcamp
있는데
and
이게
especially targeting the
이거를
ASEAN
완료를 하려면
countries.
13,500불
But
과연 아세안의 평범한
more than
대학생들 중에서
$13,000 is required
$13,500이라는
to
돈을 어포드
complete
할 수
this
있는
course
친구들이 몇이나
provided by
될지 그래서
Google
현재
or
이제
a very
그
popular
멀티내셔널 코퍼레이션들이 하고 있는 어떤 부트
multinational cooperation.
캠페인이라던가
So
무크가
boot
굉장히 이펙티브하지
camp
않고 진입
or
장벽도
these
높다라는
online
것을
courses
강조드리고
quite
싶습니다.
expensive. The entry
그래서
barriers are really
특히
high. I just
유네스코
want to
유니트윈
emphasize that.
프로그램은
So UNESCO
작은
UNITWIN
재원이지만
program is
저희가 이
limited
스탠필드,
resources, but
스탠유니즘을
I just
아세안
want to
대학들에
emphasize that we provide
확산시키기 위해서
this program
굉장히
and trying
노력을
to
하고
spread this
있고
program to the
그
ASEAN women.
교수진들이나 학생들이
And the
얘기하는 것도
professors, the
우리
students,
캠퍼스가 지금
when we
변하고
hear
있다.
their
스테미니즘이
feedback,
너무
they are
이렇게
saying that
확산돼가지고
our
이
campus is
친구들이
totally
좋은 잡을
changing. The
갖고
feminism is spreading. They are
진출을
getting a
하고
better job, a
그다음에
high quality job. They are
급여도 되게
establishing their
이렇게
career.
올라가고 있는데
Their payment is
특히
much, much
이
higher
여자 대학생들이 빨리
compared
20대
to
후반의
before
엄마가
they
되기
complete
때문에
this
엄마가
Sungmyung's
되면 사실
UNESCO
집에서 이제
UNITWIN
아기를 봐야
program.
되고
Because
하우스워크도
they
굉장히
get
많기
married really
때문에
early, they have a
노동시장에서
lot of housework,
드랍하는데 이
and they
친구들한테
usually drop
기회가
out of the
있다라는 거예요.
labor
애를
market.
보면서
But by
집안일을
completing this
하면서도
UNITWIN
예를 들어
program,
이
they
비즈니스를
can
한다면 적은 시간으로 왜
actually
한국에서도
work,
굉장히
take care
많은
of their
여성들이 이제
families.
특히
I mean, look at
결혼한
Korea.
여성들이
Married
인스타나
Korean
뭐
women,
페이북이나 아니면
they
다른 어떤
do
SNS를
Facebook or
통해서
Instagrams or
예를 들어
using
이
SNS.
비즈니스 뭐
They do
공부서
some
이런 것들을 많이
e-business,
해가지고
and
굉장히
they
성공한
also
그런
start their
어떤
online business.
엔터프너가
They have
됐는데
successful
이런
career
어떤
as well
속성을 생각해
as
봤을
they
때
become
이
talented
여자들이 집에
entrepreneurs. So
있으면서도
considering
이
that, the
비즈니스에
ASEAN
대한
women,
액세스 그다음에
they
역량이 기회가
have a great
되면은
access to
계속
e-business, and their
노동시장에서 드랍아웃 할
competency
필요가
and
없다라는
capabilities will be further
그런
increased. They
어떤
don't have to drop out of the labor
네, 저는
market.
그 부분을
So
굉장히
I have a
강조하고
strong
싶습니다.
belief
뭐
that
여기
by
뭐
undergoing
종종
and
어떤
completing
도쿄나
UNESCO
empirical
UNITWIN
evidence가 많이
program,
나와 있지만
their
저희가 좀
capacity can be
성공적인
definitely
스토리텔링을
increased, and we can
만들기
give
위해서
a successful
앞으로 5년
storytelling.
안에 좀
So within
저희들
5 years, our
사업을 통해서
purpose or
배출된
our
여성
goal
기업가들을
is we'd like to
제가
cultivate more
스토리텔링을
women
좀 빨리
entrepreneurs,
할 수 있는
and we hope to
그런
produce
시간이 올
more
거를
and diverse
많이
storytelling.
기대하고
I hope that
있습니다.
day
네,
can come as
8분이
quickly as
지났을 것 같습니다.
possible. I
저는
believe that
더 자료가
my eight
있지만
minutes
여기서
is over.
마무리하겠습니다.
I have more
감사합니다.
slides, but I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Jo. Now we'll invite Professor Ungadashi from the Universitas Gadjah Mada under the title of the Digital Transformation Capacity Building of Female Students. He will give a presentation. Thank you.
Professor English.
Yes. Yes. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for the opportunity to share our experience about the digital transformation capacity building for the female students at Universitas Gadjah Mada, collaboration with the Somyum Women's University, with the Center for Academic Innovation and Studies at Universitas Gadjah Mada. We would like to inform that Indonesia realized that the entrepreneurship digital transformation is one of the key for the what is the changings in the world. We have what is the directorate under Ministry of Higher Education as well as in each university for the students for the training, monitoring, and mentoring. And we also have kind of the what is the subject for the training. We have about the basic theory of the entrepreneurship, leadership, business development, and then business legality and business communication, as well as here we have digital entrepreneurship. And we also have a Student Business Innovation Festival. And in 2022, UGM is the best in the character development. We get award from Indonesia. And how about the entrepreneurship in Universitas Gadjah Mada? We start entrepreneurship course in university. Kind of the subject is compulsory for all students in all the faculty or field study in 2005. And we said that UGM is an entrepreneurial university. How about what is the map? This is give illustration. How about the roadmap design for the future successful entrepreneurs in Universitas Gadjah Mada. We have all the training, mentoring in Universitas Gadjah Mada. We follow these lines. We have business idea and prototype product for about 400 idea from group, student group. And from the business idea, we what is the for the outbound initiation for the catering with all the groups, and we do learn and build, and then we what is the for value and customer, and we also involve the alumni to give mentoring, and they are also entrepreneurship. So learn from the failure, continuous and improvement. So the entrepreneurship program in Universitas Gadjah Mada involving the alumni who also success in entrepreneur. And for this one, and then we also for the goal setting and motivation and strategy and entrepreneurial competition in university as well as in national level. So this is kind of the journey how we develop entrepreneurship in Universitas Gadjah Mada. And next is about women's female for the entrepreneur. For in university we have for the general, but since 4 years ago we have collaboration with Somyum Women's University, and we focus on the female. Why? Because we know that the population for the student, we have data for the higher education statistic in 2020, the number of the female student is about 56%, while 43.9% is male student. And here, whether that with the growing number of new female students in Indonesia with higher education, for the educators, policymakers, and industry, we give what is the to flourish, to encourage their talents, especially in entrepreneurship. The new what is the idea that number of the population in Indonesia is very high, number 4 in the world, and what is the educated people also now is growing fast, but the job fields are limited. So now how to encourage the educated people, female student or female graduate, to be job creators, not job seekers. Entrepreneurship education, this is seen as the solution for the problem in the higher education institution in Indonesia. We would like to listen about the journey of the collaboration with Somyum Women University. So from 2018, we start the collaboration about the digital transformation for the female student and for the entrepreneurship. And then we have workshop in 2019. In 2020, we have what is the global problem about the pandemic. So we are off for a while. And we continue the activity in 2021. We have research, workshop, and training. And in 2020, we also have the workshop. Last year, we have three type of the workshop with the total number is about 100. And this year just started last week about the workshop and the training programs. This is what is the description about the UNESCO-UNITWIN programs. What is the aim of this program is for the enhancing the capacities of higher education and research institution through knowledge sharing and collaborative work. And it's about the woman empowerment through ICT skill and leadership education. This is kind of the international network that aims to promote the woman empowerment. As we know that the number of population for the female student is more than male student. So this is kind of the potential to for us. And with the UPWIN's Asia Pacific Women Information Network Center, the aim is to promote gender equality and women's empowerment through ICT in Asia Pacific region and beyond. This is the documentation, UNESCO-UNITWIN online training in 2021. And what is the objective of this training for increasing educational opportunities for women, changing the perception about the woman empowerment, and contribution to the socio-economic development and supporting teaching and research capacity development in higher education in developing countries. So international network for this program is 9 countries with 17 universities, and Universitas Gadjah Mada is one of the partner for here with other universities from other countries. So we would like to resume what the number of the participants for the online for the training. So from 2018 is 40, and then increase in 2021 and in 2022, and now the interest for the female student is more. So this is the documentation. Thank you very much.
예, 감사드립니다. 옆에서 계속
Thank you very much.
참 수고 많으신데요. 자,
Thank you so much once
다음으로는
again. So we'll introduce the next speaker.
손경우 교수.
We have with us Professor Son Kyung-woo from Korea National Open University.
안녕하세요. 방송대 국제협력단의 손경우입니다.
Hello, I am Son
사실
Kyung-woo
기획부처장
from
겸직을 하고 있어서 실제 이제
Korea National Open University.
오늘 하고 할 수 있는 얘기가 좀 개괄적인 이야기.
Today, I would have to focus on the high-level picture.
그
Korea National Open University
공유하는
project
경험을
is about
초점을 맞추고 있습니다.
sharing our expertise in distance learning.
많은 교육기관들이
And as you are well aware, following COVID-19, many universities are building their expertise on distance learning.
설립이라든지
But establishing cyber university, we are getting a lot of questions about how to establish cyber university, because Korea National Open University has a large broadcasting station with a large number of students that can achieve scale of economy.
같이 공유해보고자 하는 의미에서
Because of our background, I think many universities are contacting us.
초점을 맞춰서 원격 교육을
So
공유하는
I would like to talk about how we are sharing our distance learning activities. So I will
저희는
briefly introduce you our
2017년
distance
1월에
learning activities
유니트윈
in
주간 대학으로 지정이 되었고요. 2차로
2017,
2022년
we were
1월부터
designated as
2025년까지
UNITWIN host
그
university,
협약이
and
되어
from
있습니다.
2020 to
그리고
2023,
이제
we have
저희가
an MOU
말씀드린 바와 같이 원격 교육,
with UNESCO,
고등교육 경험을 공유하는데 목적이
and
있습니다.
our focus is on sharing higher education
다음 장
distance
보시면
learning
저희가
activities.
카메라를 설치하고 계시는 거 보실 수가 있습니다.
You can see us
이렇듯
installing
저희는
the
이제
camera.
ICT를 활용해서 원격 교육을
Using
통한
ICT,
고등교육
we are
확대에
providing
목적을 두고 있고 이를 위해서 온라인
the
콘텐츠 제작 및
advanced
학생과
higher
교직원의
education,
원격 교육 역량
and
강화를 하고자
we are
합니다.
helping our
아울러서
partner
SDG
universities
목표
to
달성을 위해서
enhance their
유니티 네트워크
distance learning
저희 협력 기관들과
capability,
장기적이고
and we
지속적인
are
협력을
working with
도모하고
UNITWIN
있습니다.
network to
자, 그래서 이제
obtain
저희는 저희 대학교 포함해서
SDGs.
총 5개
We
국가가
are working with
사업
5
기관으로서
countries,
있습니다.
including Korea.
저희 학교가 있고요. 그 다음에 몽골,
So
네팔,
there's our
베트남,
university and
말레이시아에서
university
각각
from Mongol,
몽골
Nepal, Vietnam,
과학기술대학교에서는
Malaysia.
원격 교육 콘텐츠 품질 관리
And
및 석사 과정의 일원인 콘텐츠 개발을 하고
in
있고요.
the case of our
그리고
Mongolian
네팔에서
partner,
T
they're
기반
developing
대학교에서는 디지털
the
교육
content
공동 연구와 무드를
for
이용한
science
컨설팅을 하고 있습니다.
and
베트남의
technology,
하노이
and
개발대학에서는
our
온라인
Nepal
평가와
University
관련된
and our
컨설팅을 하고
Hanoi
있고요.
Open
그다음
University
말레이시아
in Vietnam
개발대학에서는
are providing
온라인
consulting
학점
assessment,
과정 개발
and
및
Open
운영과
University in
관련돼서
Malaysia
함께 연구를 하고 있습니다.
are doing our
앞으로도
joint
이제
research
네팔의
about
네팔 개발대학
academic
그리고
credit
베트남의
development.
호치민 시티
So we are
개발대학
going to
등과
continue to
함께
work with
연계
Nepal's
방향을
Open
도모하고
Universities
있습니다.
and Hanoi's Open University.
자, 우리 사업을 이제 코로나 시대와 그리고 이제 대면 시대가 가능한 2020년 이후의
In
사업으로
2022,
구분해서 간략하게 소개해
well,
드리도록 하겠습니다.
2022 is an
자, 먼저
important
첫 번째
milestone. So I will talk
시기에서는
about
저희가
projects
이제
before that and
LMS
projects after
플랫폼을
that.
이용해
In
가지고
the first
강의를
phase,
탑재해서
we are
한 7개 모듈에
we have
40강의
used
정도를
Aramis
제작해서
platform, and we
워크북도
have
제작하고
provided
콘텐츠로
14 lectures
공동
in
개발을
7 modules. We have also provided the
오디
workbooks.
사업을 하고 있습니다. 뭐 강의
This is
구성은 뭐
part of
한국의
our
원격 교육
ODA
시스템을
project,
소개하고요.
and we are
고등교육 및 직업
introducing our
교육에서의
distance learning
이론이 기초,
platform
에이스테크
of
기초
Korea,
등으로 구성이 되어 있어요.
and some of the
말레이시아
basic
개발대학 같은
courses.
경우에는
In the case of
공동으로
Malaysia
온라인
Open
콘텐츠 한국어
University,
과정을
we
개발하고
are
있습니다.
working with them to
그래서
develop
영상,
Korean
음원,
language
교재를
training
OUM 측으로
curriculum,
공유를 함께 하고
and
있고요.
we are
다음
sharing OUM
사업으로는
for online
저희가
contents.
유니티 그 온라인 연수를 하고
This is
있습니다. 해왔습니다. 그래서
UNESCO-UNITWIN
지금 이제 사진을
online
보시는 거는
training that we are
2021년
providing
몽골
in
과학기술대에서
2021 with
한 5회에
MUST,
걸쳐서 140여 명이
Mongol
참여한
University of
온라인
Science and
학습
Technology. We have carried out
현장
5
학습을
online
실시한
training
것을 볼 수가
sessions
있습니다.
and
다음
142
사진
participants from the university.
보시면 이제 초청 연수 사진도 있고 저희가
This is
크게
a picture
초청
from
연수도
the
있고
training.
그다음에 현지
We have
학생 대상
invited
연수가
training,
있고요.
and we also
그다음에
do
현지
training on
학생뿐만 아니고
site,
이를 확산한 연수가
and
있습니다.
we are
특히 이제 확산
expanding
연수
that
같은
further
경우에는 그
too,
현지
beyond
대학뿐만 아니고
students.
이제 부설
For
고등학교
local
학생들까지
on-site
포함해서 저희가 디지털 리터러시
training,
교육도
we
수행한
provide
바가
digital
있습니다.
literacy not just for the
자, 다음은
university students,
저희
but for
대학만의
high
이제
school
강점이죠.
students
이제
as well.
방송대로서의
This is our
그
strength.
방송국을 가지고
As an
있고
open
그
university, we have our
설립을
own
할 수 있는 그런 경험이 있기
broadcasting
때문에
station, and
저기는 이제
we
네팔
have a
T1
number of
대학에다가
recording
1인 강의
studio.
제작이
In
가능하도록
Triphuman
스튜디오를 저희가
University in
구축을
Nepal,
했습니다. 그래서
we
같이
have
온라인
built this
콘텐츠를
recording
개발하는데
studio for
목적을
them
두고 있습니다.
so that we can work together to develop
마지막으로 이제
online
저희가 이제
contents.
작년에
Last but not least,
50주년이었어요. 그래서 이제
it
AU
was
연례 학술 대회 겸해서 저희가
we
유니티
had
그 같이 하시는
UNITWIN
공동 연구진들도
International
초대해서
Conference.
학술 대회를
We
연방했습니다.
have invited
이상으로
speakers
저희
from
대학교의
abroad.
그 유니티 사업 소개를 마치도록 하겠습니다.
So I have talked
감사합니다.
about our UNITWIN project for our
예,
university.
감사합니다.
Thank you very much.
다음으로는 방송대
Thank you.
협력대학인 네팔
Now
튜링관 대학의
we would like to
베드
invite
프라사드 다칼
Professor
교수님께서
Bed Prasad
네팔
Kal from
튜링관
Nepal
대학의 디지털
Tribhuvan
전환 역량 강화에
University
대해서
of
발표해
Nepal.
주시겠습니다. 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
Please welcome him with a big hand.
Sure, thank you all. Is my screen visible?
Yes, yes, we can see you.
Yes, thank you. So namaste and good morning from Tribhuvan University Open and Distance Education Center, Nepal. Today, I am going to present on behalf of you about this capacity building of digital transformation, particularly in Tribhuvan University, Nepal. So in the beginning, I would like to very shortly introduce about Tribhuvan University. Tribhuvan University is the oldest and largest university in Nepal. It has 4 research centers, 9 dean's office, 61 constituent campuses, over 8,000 teachers, 1,000 plus more affiliated campuses across the nation, and around 400,000 students enrollment, both including constituent and affiliated campuses in Nepal. So it's a very good in number. So regarding strategy for capacity building of digital transformation in Tribhuvan University, so the government of Nepal has set some policies regarding use of ICT in other sectors as well, but I am particularly talking about the education sectors. So some of these policies are like technology policy in Nepal, IT policy, ICT master plan, Nepal's national ICT policy, digital Nepal framework, and others also. So on top of that, Tribhuvan University has set on its policies as well, so that the digital transformation, particularly use of digital technology, can be integrated both in teaching, learning, research, and also governance. Some of these policies include Vision 20, TU strategic plan, which was made during 2014 and 18, and then TU 2030 strategic plan, and later TU restructuring framework. So on top of that, TU has also set some ICT guidelines, digitalization agenda, which focus on use of digital tools in research and teaching learning activities, and also ICT integration and governance management plan. So teachers on all these policies, TU's recent and current priorities are the blended learning programs, which some of them are also in pilot, and digital pedagogy and 21st century skills courses, and also induction type of courses for TU's faculties. So now I will talk a little bit about what are the things that we have done in Tribhuvan universities. So Tribhuvan University has created a detailed roadmap during this 2019, particularly this after the COVID context, implementing its digital transformation to set up TU's curricula and other teacher learning activities. This plan included Office 365, learning management system like Moodle, office automation, and email automation system, where digital technology are to be used to enhance teaching and learning and office administration. And then during 2019, TU has provided Office 365 and Moodle training and support to approx 6,000 teachers across the nation on how to use email, Office 365, Moodle to run their classes, both in online and on-site mode. This was done in a cascading plan mode. For example, in the beginning, we have trained 100 master trainers, and then that master trainer trained other teachers in cascading model, both to teachers and staffs. So UNESCO-UNITWIN also supported us on it through the Moodle teacher training handbook and manual, which was provided with the text and video features both. So TU has also trained through induction training model to newly recruited teachers, which was around 308 in numbers, so that they can use these digital features in their teaching and research. And recently, TU has also opened the Master in Digital Pedagogy program, which was especially focused for TU's teachers, because we have around 8,000 teachers in our constituent campuses and similar teachers in other affiliated campuses. So we have opened a call for Master in Digital Pedagogy, and also we have made a provision for faculty capacity development that includes 40 credit courses, one for 14 credit courses, and also including digital components. So in that way, we have done a number of initiatives, both including UNESCO support and our own. So digital learning environment has also set up in TU's network, and that is the learning management system Moodle. And also our university authority has encouraged us to collaborate both national and international networks. Some of these examples are like UNITWIN, other 21st CS Nepal and Aurora, so many are there. So we are doing that. So particularly talking about UNESCO-UNITWIN, we have received a number of supports. For example, Moodle teacher training, handbook and videos, teacher training on e-learning, on-site training, and studio setup at Open and Distance Education Center TU for digital lesson learning, lesson recording, and also student training on e-learning, which was also held on-site in Kathmandu, Nepal last year. So some of the examples of Moodle that we use support to our campuses through the same domain are presented here. These all are online, and our different campuses are providing online courses, and also they are using this Moodle service to their face-to-face courses. So a number of courses are already started to run, and also a number of courses are in the plan. So these are some examples only, but we have other such domains as well. So how do we do our pedagogical component while doing these online courses, or while we use LMS for our face-to-face courses? That we include at least 7 pedagogical principles. In the beginning, we develop curriculum mapping plan. I will show you in the next slide. And then we will integrate 7 components that are the learning content and then learning outcome. What are the learning outcomes that we want the students to achieve? And then to achieve that learning outcomes, what are the learning resources? So once we provide the resources, then what we expect our students to do, so we call it learning activities. And once we provide learning resources and learning activities, then how do we support for their interaction? So this is learning interaction. And then after the students receive resources, activities, and do some kind of interaction, then how do we provide them support? So learning, support, and feedback. And finally, we will test how do they achieve what we expect them to achieve. We call it learning evaluation. So we integrate these 7 components in learning management system, and then we deliver the courses. The example of course mapping, we call it curriculum mapping, is once we develop the syllabus, then we request our teachers to plan what are the things that you like to provide through synchronized learning. So what percentage? This percentage can be ups and down according to the learning content, subjects, and domain. And then some component for program and online learning, and some component for students' independent learning. So once they develop this kind of matrix for each of their lessons, then all that will be compiled and micro syllabus will be developed. This we call curriculum mapping. So now I will show some of the videos and highlights that we received from UNESCO-UNITWIN supports. So here some videos and some topics are there. For example, the capacity building, both teacher and students, and a studio setup. So this is the pictures that we have been invited in Korea for capacity building training. 2 of TU's teachers have been participated in this on-site training, and these are some pictures. And later, the 2 trainer, and including our Korean experts in Nepal, we have done on-site face-to-face student training. So these are some pictures and certificate issued. And also we have set up one micro studio. So here in Open and Distance Education Center in Tribhuvan University. So this studio is using to record the videos. Some videos are already shared, and some videos are also in plan to record in this year. So this is particularly using for the content production for online teaching and learning. So these are the resources that handbook and the videos set us that we received in the support, and we are doing our best to provide student training and teacher training, both for pedagogy and also the learning contents. So this is what I like to share in this meeting. Thank you very much. If any comments and questions, I'll be really happy to answer.
예, 감사드립니다.
Thank you
다음으로는
very much. Next,
교원대학교 김영훈
we would like to
교수님께서
invite Professor
Quality
Kim
Teacher
Young-hoon
Education in
from
Digital
Korea
Term이라는
National
주제로
University
발표해
of
주시겠습니다. 박수
Education, who will
부탁드립니다.
talk about quality teacher
네,
education in
반갑습니다.
digital
안녕하세요.
term.
한국교원대학교 유니트윈
Hello
수석
everyone,
담당
I'm very
연구원의
pleased to meet you
김영
all.
교수입니다.
Let me
이런
introduce
자리에서
myself.
저희
I
학교
am
유니트윈
Professor
사업
Young-hoon Kim,
소개할 수
Director
있겠습니다.
of
오늘 발표할
KNUE and
내용은
UNITWIN project at
한국교원대학교의
Korea
디지털
National
교육
University of
관련된
Education.
유니트윈
It is an honor to
사업과 그
have the
활동 내용
opportunity
그리고
to
앞으로
introduce
선거에
KNUE
대해서
UNITWIN
말씀을
project on digital
드리겠습니다. 그게
teacher
네 부분입니다.
competency and
간단히
education
말씀드리면 지금까지
cooperation.
어떤
I'll be covering
성과를
4
거둬왔고
sectors. So the
그리고
achievements
저희가
that we
앞으로
have
생각하고
made so
있는
far, key strategies
계획들
and
그리고
major
주요한
activities
활동들
and
그리고
long-term
장기적인
development plans for
전략 부분에 대해서
UNITWIN
잠시 말씀을
of
드리겠습니다.
our school.
슬라이드 보시는 것처럼
Please look
아시겠지만
at the slide. As you can see here,
한국교원대학교는 어떻게 유니트윈을 핵심 주제와 내용을
Korea
연결할 수
National
있고 또
University of
교사교육에
Education,
초점을 두는 거에
how
목적을 가지고
we are
있습니다.
connected to the core
그래서
themes and content
유엔의
within
17개
UNITWIN
아젠다
and why
중에서
we
네
aim to focus on teacher
번째는
education.
교사교육입니다. 가장
As you
직접적으로
know,
연관이 되어
the
있는
number
것이 저희
4
학교
goal of the
유니트윈
UNESCO sustainable goal is
과제라고
quality
하겠습니다. 그러면서
teacher
보는
education,
것처럼
which is
진로성
exactly
교육이라고
same
하는
as
거는
what we are
아젠다
aspiring to.
4.1뿐만 아니고
So
유엔의 핵심
agenda number
지표입니다.
4, not only the
그리고
sustainable development
개발도상국
goal
국가 발전을 위한
addresses this, but
의지와도
also the
굉장히
United
밀접한
Nations
관련을
Goal
가지고
4, quality
있습니다.
education, the sustainable development agenda talks about that, and it's a key
그래서
indicator of the
저희들이
United Nations and also
2019년에
linked
처음
to the
승인을
agenda
받았는데요.
for the
그때
national
이제
development in
4개
developing countries.
국가입니다.
It is
인도네시아, 라오스,
closely related to other
그리고
sustainable
태국입니다.
development goals. And
그리고 지금은
we
이제 2주기
are working with the
승인을
4
받았는데요.
countries,
보시면은
and
인도네시아,
to be more
라오스,
specific,
필리핀,
Indonesia,
그리고
Laos,
태국에
Philippines,
2개 대학,
and Thailand,
베트남까지 합쳐서
and even
5개,
Vietnam. So a total of 5 or 6
할 수가 있겠습니다.
universities we are collaborating with.
간단하게
Let me briefly
2019년 승인을
tell you
받고요.
about what we have
작년까지
achieved.
가장
The start of the
큰
project was
내용은
2019, and we set the goal of strengthening in the
협력
capacity
네트워크를
to
강화하고
teachers.
교사 연수
Let me just tell you what we have
개발하고
been
교사
doing.
협력 프로그램
First,
개발 및
the main
실행이고
contents includes strengthening the
가능한
cooperation
발전에
network,
대한 협력
developing
강화
teacher training
등을 목표로
programs,
하였습니다.
developing and implementing
코로나이기
teacher
때문에 아주
cooperation programs, and
제한적이었고요. 그럼에도
cooperative measures
불구하고
for sustainable
많은 성과가
development.
있었다고
Due to the
말씀을
COVID-19,
드리겠습니다.
our activities
그다음
were quite limited,
슬라이드는
but still we
저희들이
worked
앞으로
really
2주기
hard.
승인을 받았습니다.
So,
올해 이제
we
받아서
were endowed to work
2023년부터
from
진행될 내용이고요.
2023. The
핵심은 진로폰
second
교사 교육이면서
will
동시에 디지털
focus
교육과의
on
연결이
various
되겠습니다.
subjects and school levels,
이를
and
위해서
also
디지털 교육을
to achieve
중심으로
that,
교사 교육
we
네트워크를
will
강화하는
very much
예정이고요.
focus on
디지털
developing
기기와
content,
교육을
educate
바탕으로 해서
teachers
다양한
using digital
콘텐츠를
devices
개발하고
based on the online
무엇보다
environment
학교
under
교육
COVID-19.
현장에 적용할
And
계획입니다.
especially, we plan to apply
이는
that
이제
back to
디지털
the
교육의
school.
역량하고 관계 있는데요.
Of
결국은
course, this is
교수법과
related with the
교수
digital
학습 모델을
competency.
통해서
How can we do
확인될
that?
예정입니다.
Well, we
2주기
will
사업을
definitely
통해서 저희가
focus
확인할
on
거고요.
enhancing and
주요
developing the
핵심
capacity of teacher and
내용을
also the digital
저희들이
transformation.
지난 2019년부터 해왔습니다.
From
그래서
2019, we've
주로
been already working
내용들을
hard to cultivate
본다면
the
저희들이
digital
개발한 실제
competency.
디지털
If you look at
콘텐츠입니다.
in a more
슬라이드에서
specific
자세하게
way,
나와
please look
있는데요.
at the slide. I have
다양한
specified
내용으로
that
교수법,
we are trying to do in
사이언스,
a various
수학,
ways.
기술
For example, the
과목
STEM,
중심으로
the
해서
teaching
교부 활용,
methodology, the
학생 활동 등을
curriculum,
통한
and also
체험에
digital-based teacher
초점을 둔
competency. We are going to analyze and develop that. So we have already
2023년
developed the
2주기에는
contents,
디지털 기반의
and in the
다양한
second year,
교과목과 학교 끝
starting from
간 초등학교,
2023,
중학교,
we will
고등학교를 고려한
also
온라인과
include
오프라인
considering
하이브리드
the
수업
elementary,
콘텐츠들이
middle, and high school,
개발된
and also we'll
내용입니다.
try to
그거
do the
관련되어서
in the
저희들이
second cycle of the
지금까지
2023 online, offline,
개발되었던
and
내용
hybrid classroom
잠깐 슬라이드를
contents.
통해서
So
여러분들이
if you look at
보고
here,
있습니다.
it shows the
올해부터는
examples of the
협력국가
contents that we
연구진들과
developed.
함께
And
예비교사와
from this
연구교사
year,
교육에 적용될
we
예정이고요. 그리고
will
가능한
work with the
경우에
researchers from the
연장
partner
적용도
countries to receive
기대를
contents and
하고
apply it to the
있습니다.
pre-service and
이
in-service teacher
슬라이드부터는 지금까지
educations and look forward to
2019년부터
applying in the
했었던
field
건데
when
그
possible.
중에서
What you are
대표적으로
looking at right now
온라인
is what we did from
온라인 세미나와
2019,
국제
especially
컨퍼런스를
through online
저희들이
seminar and
코로나
international
상황임에도
conferences.
진행을 하였습니다.
Despite the COVID was ongoing, we tried to host
그래서
diverse
디지털 전환인
programs.
상황에서는 올해부터는 교사
In the
교육을
digital transformation
위해서 역량
era,
강화 발전을
starting from
위해서
this
여러 가지
year,
저희들이
we
생각을 하고
are
있는
focusing
내용들이
on
크게 세 가지입니다.
cultivating the digital
교사 교육을
competency.
위한
There are
연수
three things.
그리고
which are preparing the teaching method, teaching learning model, training education program for digital education. We will analyze how we can improve that. And also priority should include digital content enable materials and devices, digital literacy and pedagogy development of teaching and learning models for digital education, teacher training and curriculum. As you can see here, there are major 4 sectors that will focus on. Sustainable environment is essential. Once again, let me emphasize sustainable environment. Second, the related elements must be continuously spread. And third, stable capacity development should be carried out. Last but not least, local school conditions and environment must be taken into consideration. So these are the key 4 elements of teacher competency for digital education to be successfully implemented in school. Based on that, our school, the Korean National University of Education, is thinking of a new structure for teacher capacity development and promotion for digital education. So first of all, we believe that in higher education, digital education needs to interact organically within the framework of university, institution, and community. It is also closely linked to the characteristic of the teacher education. UNITWIN project and also inter-organizational cooperation in digital technology is crucial for institutions, and also digital technologies are key elements in educational innovations and knowledge diffusions, and digital competency and constituent engagement are common elements that organization education's technology should include. And strategy for empowering teachers in digital education should be designed based on these 3 elements and subdivided into strategy. And we will aim at developing the digital competency. Global partnership is extremely important. So, in the long run, we will focus on strengthening the capacity of higher education in developing countries in the face of digital transformation, not only to educate teachers, but also to improve the capacity of higher education institutions. Cambodia, Myanmar, or other countries like Nepal or Bangladesh, and also CIS, the CIS in Central Asia, we plan to expand our activities to teacher education institutions and universities, and also strengthen our cooperation. Thank you very much. That concludes my presentation. Thank you. We'll invite the partner university of KNOU, Professor Professor Maitreyin Prasasita from Thailand, Kokhan University.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for the organizing committee to invite me to share some of my experience in the topics strategy for capacity building of digital transformation in higher education. In the case of Thailand, I will share Thailand experience. I have been involved in capital building in APEC project since 2006 until now, and I also have an experience for doing the capital buildings in higher education in Thailand during 2000 and 2010s, which is a part of the KKU, Konkan University 3-year projects. And through my experience, capacity buildings or human capitals cannot stand alone. We have to think these concepts with how we do networking. Through strengthened networking, we can support or enhance the building's capacities. So I will give an example in the CLMV regions. I created a networking through the graduate programs at my university. I invite the students from Laos, from Cambodia, from Vietnam. In fact, I would try many times to invite students, graduate students from Myanmar. to study in my master's and doctoral degree program in mathematics education. After 10 years, we have our alumni back to their country, but still networking them to join in academics activity through the establishment of Thailand Society of Mathematics Education. On top of that, I also involve them in the teaching professions when we organize many activities at the national and international levels through the activity of institutes for research and development for teaching profession for ASEAN or IRDTP. I involve them in such an activity. You will see this through the numbers of activities in networking. We can build up the capacities of people in working in the higher education institutes. Now, some of them, our alumni, the dean of the faculty, and some is vice president in many universities in the regions. We can work together. Okay, I have a good example of after 10 years of networking and building capacities, our graduate student now is our alumni. We can propose to host the PME regionals in fact in Thailand, but on behalf of the CLV regions. One more issue is now we are in the digital era where we have a disruptive technology which influence the way we teach and learn in the higher education. Most people still in the trap of try to use the technology, but in the same approach or the same method. But to my knowledge and my experience, creating new conditions for learning, not only for the higher education, but also includes the basic education. We have to go in the directions of lifelong learning. So our challenge is how to create new conditions, meaning that we include technology to create new learning platform in higher education. I think I am run out of time already. Thank you very much for your attention.
예, 발표해
you
주신
very
모든
much.
분들께 감사드립니다.
I would like to thank all the
이제는 발표
speakers for their
내용을
presentation.
바탕으로
Now we
토론을
would like to
진행하도록
move
하겠습니다.
on to the Q&A or panel
이번
discussion
토론의
session.
좌장은
The
한동대학교
moderator for the panel discussion
국제개발협력원의
session
기업가
is
정신
Professor
센터장이신
Ji
지법학교
Bom-ha
교수님께서
from Handong Global
맡아주시겠습니다. 지
University.
교수님께 마이크 넘기겠습니다.
Professor Ji, I will
네,
give you the
안녕하십니까. 방금
microphone.
소개받은 한동대학교
Good morning, ladies
지범합니다.
and gentlemen. I'm
오늘
Ji
정말
Bom-ha from Handong Global
좋은
University.
발표가 있었고
We've had
여기에
a
대해서 물론
series of
시간의 제약이
wonderful
있지만
presentations
또 우리
today,
또
and even
역시
though
또
time is limited,
생산적인
we
그런
are
토론이
going to
진행됐으면 합니다.
have a very productive panel
제가
discussion session.
이 유닛 투 윈 저희 사업과 관련해서
Regarding
이렇게
UNITWIN
이제
projects,
한국의 주관 대학들이 같이 협업 이렇게 같이 모이는 것이
the
굉장히
four
귀중하다고
host
많이 느끼고
universities
있는데
getting
실제
together
제가
is
이제
a
이 사업을
precious
하면서
opportunity
해외에
for
나가면은
us. Whenever we
다른
go
우리 주관 대학들이
overseas
참여하는
for
것을
this project,
또 그런 뭐 성과를 보면서 굉장히 제도 여기에 한 파트로
I
들어있는
have
것이 자부심을
learned
느끼고
the
합니다. 예를 들면
achievements of
우리
other
조정인
host
교수님
universities,
여성
and I
리더십에
feel
대해서
so
이야기했는데
proud
제가 한 몇 달
of
전에
being a part of
우즈베키스탄을
this
갔는데
great community.
공교롭게도 거기에
And
어떤
Professor Cho has
행사에
talked about Sungmyung
그
University's
숙명
achievements so far,
여자대학교
and I
교수님인 같습니다.
visited
과거에 뭐
Uzbekistan
국제지도를
several
하셨던
months
뭐
ago,
하면서 이
and
여성
we
리더들의
met one of the
여성 리더십에
professors
대해서
of
이야기를
Sungmyung
해요.
Women's
그
University,
거기
and
이제 많은
the
여성들
professor
이제
talked
남성분들
about
주로
female
이제 그
leadership.
교육에 종사하는 분들 아닙니까?
And the
그게
audience were
끝났더니
people who were in
이상하게
the
분위기가
education
조금
field.
뭐 쎄하다
After
그럴까?
the
약간 좀
presentation,
어색한 분위기였어요.
so I felt the atmosphere was
대뜸 이제
rather
손을
awkward.
들고
But one person raised the
질문하는데
hand
뭐
and
좋은
asked a
말씀이지만은
question
우리는 문화가 전혀
and said,
다릅니다. 뭐
even though
회육권
you've
문화고
said great
그래서
things, our culture
여성의
is
이제
totally
참여에서는 조금
different,
이제 그런 이제 어려움들에 대해서 좀
and
이야기하면서
share
우리
some of the
사정을 알고나 이야기해
difficulties
주십시오.
in the
이렇게
local
이야기를 하는데
community and advised
뭐
us to
어쨌든
learn
그래서
more about the
끝났어요. 그래서
local
뭐 잘
community and
그분이
culture.
저 지혜롭게
And
마무리를 짓고
well,
끝났는데
everything was concluded.
끝나니까요.
The
참
professor
깜짝 놀랄 일이 벌어졌는데 거기에
went
참여한
to,
여성분들 있지 않습니까?
but after the
쭉 다
presentation, the
내려와가지고
women
스피커에
who were
대해서
in the
정말
audience
어프리시에이트
came
하는
down
겁니다.
to the
사진도
stage
찍고
and
뭐 하고자
expressed
하면서
this
그래서
strong appreciation
이렇게
to
정말
the speaker
곳곳에
from
감동을
Sungmyung
주는구나
Women's
이런 걸 느꼈고요.
University. And
또
I
뭐
could feel that they were
얼마
really
전에 네팔에
inspired.
갔을 때
They all took
트리비언
pictures
대학
with
이야기했지
the
않습니까?
professor.
거기서도
And
저희가
Trivian
참여하고 있는데
University of Nepal, we are
방송통신대학교가
working
그 저희는
with them,
거기 가서
and
꽤 많이 기여를 하고
KNOU,
있는 줄 알았더니 웬걸요. 거기에 모든 그런 이제 인프라나 기반 또
all the
교원들
infrastructure,
이
teachers,
교육 프로그램에 대해서
educational
방송통신대학교가
programs.
세우는 것들이 굉장히 많더구만요. 그래서 저희는 그
KNOU
기반 위에서
has
저희가
done a lot of
그
things
트리비안 대학을 저희가 돕고
already,
있구나
and
느꼈고
we
또
have
교원대학도
leveraged the platform
제가
they
2월
have
달에
built in
라오스의 그
supporting Tribhuvan University.
예,
And in
스파노원
January
대학
this year,
그 루앙
we have
프라밤에
visited
갔더니
a
거기서도
university,
이미
Spanhubang
아주
University
많은 그
in
교육 훈련
Laos,
프로그램들 그 교원들을 지원하고
and they
또
were
교과
supporting a
과정을
lot of
개발하는 데 많은
teachers
아이디어를
developing
주고 있는
curriculum,
것을 느껴서
continuously
정말
providing
이게
ideas for
뭐 우리가
curriculum
따로따로 하는
development.
게 아니라
So
서로
we are
이렇게
not doing this
협력하면서
on our own.
정말
We are
개도국에
doing it
많은
through
우리
collaboration,
도움을
and
주고 있다는 그런 걸
we are
느끼면서
trying
제가
to
자부심을 많이
support
가졌습니다.
developing
특히 우리
countries as much as we
김종우
can.
총장이 끝까지 이렇게 듣고 계시는데
And Professor
정말
Kim Jong-woo
감사하고요.
of
더
KNUE
드리고 싶은
is here
말씀은
with us
많습니다만은
till now, and I
시간이
would like
제약이 돼
to
있어서
thank him for his support.
제가
And
이렇게
even
이제
though I have
진행하고
a lot
싶습니다.
of things I want to
이제
say,
우리
we have to
패널에 우리 지금 그동안에
finish in
발표하신
time.
분들도 다 패널리스트로
So
들어와 있고
all the
한데
panelists are here.
이제
The presenters
아무래도
are
이미 한번
panelists as well.
말씀하셨으니까 조금 뒤에 이제
And
시간
since
되는 대로
the
코멘트를 해주시고
presenters have had the
그다음
time to
발표하지
talk,
않으신 분들 중에서
I would
우리
like to
패널리스트로
ask
참가하신
those who
분들이 한
haven't
두 분 계십니다.
presented. We have
그
two
인도네시아
panelists who
자카르타
haven't made a
인터내셔널
presentation.
유니버시티에
From
렉터로 계시는
Indonesia
아구스
International
하타디
University from Indonesia,
총장님
Mr. Babus
계신데
Hattari,
처음부터
the
끝까지 이렇게
president
또
of the
듣고 계셔서
university,
정말
has been with
감사하고요.
us
그다음에
throughout the
태국의 그
meeting. Thank you
컨켄
very much.
유니버시티에
And from Konkan University of Thailand,
지라다완 훈들라
we have
교수님
Professor
계시지 않습니까?
Chiradawan Huntula.
아유, 감사합니다. 참여해 주셔서. 그래서
Thank you
이
very
두
much for
분의
your
뭐
participation. So I would like
코멘트라든지
to ask
여러 가지
these two
제의를 먼저 듣고
panelists
그
to
밖에
share
이제
their
남는
comments
시간에
first,
나머지
and for
분들이
the
자유롭게 우리
remaining
이제
time,
추가적으로
we are going to have
코멘트를
a free
하고 서로
discussion among
토론하는 그런 시간을 갖도록
panelists.
하겠습니다. 예. 렉터 아구스 하타리, are you ready to share your the thought and the comments? Okay, and then followed by the Professor Chiradawan Huntula next.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Can my slide be seen well?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. My name is Agus Hattari. I am the Dean of Jakarta International University. Yeah, Jakarta International University is located in Jakarta Greater Area. It's a brand new university. It was officially established in 2018, and we have got our university license in June 22nd. So it's really a new university, and we have 6 departments: IT, Information System, PCD, and accounting, English literature, and Japanese literature. So it's a brand new university. So in this session, I would like to give the micro situation. I think the condition of the digital transformation of Indonesia. Okay, the topic that I have chosen is strengthening the digital capacity of higher education institutions in order to improve the quality of learning. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Firstly, I would like you to look into our digital quality of life. Yeah, digital quality of life. This include 5 pillars. That is internet affordability, internet quality, electronic infrastructure, and electronic security, and electronic government. So looking into this pillar, when we are comparing with the Asian countries, you know, with the world rank, yeah, Indonesia is still in the low level, you know, in the 7.2. Yeah, look into Japan, it's on the 8, yeah, the global level, and then South Korea 10, Singapore 15, Malaysia 38, China 43, and then Thailand 49th. Philippines, even Philippines is higher than Indonesia. So digital quality of life is a critical issue in Indonesia. So for digital learning, so it's a quite big challenge. Looking into the number of universities in Indonesia, now we have more than 3,000, and we are having tend to reduce the number of the university and college in Indonesia from 4,000 coming to 10,000, and its government strategy. And you know that the Indonesia is an archipelago, and yeah, it's different from Korea and Japan. Yeah, just one island or 3 other islands, but in Indonesia we have more than 16 islands. That is where our university is spread out. And looking into our digital literacy, when we are comparing to the other countries, the digital literacy in Indonesia it's not too bad, yeah, but still it's under Singapore and Thailand, yeah. But we are above Vietnam, yeah. I'm sorry if it's wrong, you know. But looking into individual literacy, yeah, because there are 4 pillars for digital literacy. That is digital skill, digital ethics, digital security, and digital culture. And we have conducted a survey in Indonesia that with the scale from 1 to 5, yeah, all the pillars, it's still under 4. Yeah, I mean our digital literacy need to be improved, need to be enhanced in order to benefit, to be able to deliver a good digital learning. And what have the government's strategy? What kind of strategies they have looking into this condition? Yeah, there are 4. I have summarized. There are 4 strategies that the government of Indonesia, yeah, in order to enhance, to excel with the digital transformation. Firstly, there's to develop and improve people's digital literacy. Yeah, and then secondly, develop and improve digital infrastructure throughout the country. Introduce and educate the public to comply with the IET law. Yeah, in Indonesia, it has become a critical issue. Yeah, with this thing. Yeah, on the IET law. Yeah, and then develop harmonious cooperation between the public, private sectors to carry out digital transformation. So to enhance the digital transformation, government have approached the corporation, the private sector, to partner, to work together. Because in Indonesia, we have been inviting multinational companies to invest in Indonesia. And yeah, there are many Korean companies, Japanese companies, and companies from other countries. So the government also encouraged them to help to work together with the government to develop the infrastructure, digital infrastructure. And then, as we know that there are some advantages here from digital learning for higher education. Yeah, firstly, that greater access, allows students to benefit a class, and then irrespective of their physical location, and also attend courses from prestigious university. And then secondly, resource scalability, enable institutions to save time and money. They do not have to incur any form of expenditure in terms on hiring instructor, purchasing equipment, or other resources. And then on the cost effectiveness, and also lastly on the personalization, that impart education in more personalized, distinct, specific, and transparent way. So these are the advantages from data learning. That is why we keep thinking, why we keep focusing on how we may strengthen our digital capacity, throughout in the campus, and then throughout in our country as well. And there are some challenges on the digital learning, of course, and it has been addressed, and it has been the government has been trying to deal with situation. Firstly, of course, we need to acquire new skill and competency. What new technological skill and competency must be acquired? That is a good question, especially for developing countries. Well, the education level of the people is still lower compared to the neighboring country. What investment are needed to improve the quality of digital infrastructure and digital literacy? And then what new teaching and learning methodology should the lecturers learn? What attitude and behaviors need to be taught to students in order to participate in digital learning? This is also another critical issue that we need to address. And then lastly, what form of international cooperation among university, the government in the framework of higher education capacity building? We have been very thankful, very grateful, and we have been growing, beyond our expectation after we have been partnering with the UNESCO and UNITWIN, and we have some good sister companies from sister university from Korea. They have been working so hard and investing a lot of money to enhance our digital capacity and also some other needs. You see that we have been benefiting some programs with the UNITWIN, especially with the Hanoi Global University. And right now there are 2 senior students from Hanoi Global University at GIU. They are helping our students, to enhance their digital literacy, their digital skill. And also in the near future, we are going to invest some facility for our digital infrastructure so that we can conduct an international hybrid seminar like this, better. That is the thing is what is going on at GIU. And there are, I believe that there are also many things that I cannot mention today that have been invested by our partner from Korea, from Hanoi Global University especially, and also through the UNITWIN and UNESCO partnership. And I know that this is when we are comparing GIU with other university in Indonesia, because of our location in the Jakarta greater area, our digital quality of life is much better. So the challenge right now, how we can improve our digital literacy, and then also improve in some part of our digital facility in the infrastructure, so that we can benefit more on the intentional partnership, international seminar through the digital learning. And in the near future, on the 4th of July, we are scheduled to have an international seminar in cooperation with Korean Academic and Business Administration Association. They are going to visit Indonesia, and we are going to conduct an international seminar, and we are going to invite a keynote speaker from Philippines. And right now, we are investing on our digital facility and also infrastructure. That is what's happening in our campus. And we hope that we will become an international university. Yeah, right now we have some international students and even many international professors working together with Indonesian professors. So we hope that GIU will become a good model for neighboring university in Indonesia. And the other thing that how we can also influence, help them to develop, to grow together.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you, Director Agus Hattari, for sharing your thought and raising critical issues that we should tackle. Okay, and then next, let's have sharing of Professor Chiradawan Huntula at the Content University in Thailand. Yeah, Professor Huntula.
Yes, thank you very much. So let me share my screen. Okay, hi everyone. So today, thank you very much for giving me a chance to sharing the experience and practice of Thailand to close educational gap due to the digital transforms. So my name is Chiradawan Huntula. I'm the assistant professor at and I also assistant director of professional development and academic service of Institute of Research and Development in Teaching Professional of Khon Kaen University. So actually in the IRDT Peace Institute, we train the teacher by using lesson study and open approach to help the teacher improve their teaching at the school. And when the digital transforms coming, and then we is also aware that it doesn't just preparing the teacher to change the way of using teaching platform to analog one in the classroom and using many of technology in the classroom. And we are ongoing to transform to the digital transform education. So we are aware that not just only the technology change, but the way of teaching and the way of student learning have to transform as well. So we have thought that we have to preparing the teacher to ready to change in that way, and also have to preparing our students to change the way of learning as well. That is the gap of the digital transform that we have aware to this era. So we try to promote the branded learning classroom to the schools. We have training the many of teacher, many of school in this way of teachings. So the branded learning classrooms is mean the teacher have to brains about the way the student have to change the way of learning. For example, the branding learning classroom has 3 components. The first one is on-demand classroom, and the second one is virtualized classroom, and the last one is a face-to-face classroom. So the way of learning together change. So the way of teaching of the teacher have to change too. So we can separate the way of teaching to 2 parts. The first one is posing problem, and the second one is solving problem. So for posing problem, but the most important is the way that you posing problem is very important. Not just only ask the question for the student, but we have to pose the problem situation, which is consisting of the context of the condition to the student to think about what they have to learn. And then they had to use the technology to thinking about the problem, to learning by themselves, to searching the contents by themselves, and then they get the points of learning themselves before coming to the classroom. And this is an example that we have done with our students, and we have to promote the way of teaching to the teacher. For posing the problem, we can use the digital platform to posing the problem, and we also provide the context, maybe on the digital platform. So in this the state we call is on demand. On demand is mean the students have to learn by themselves using technology or hand-on activity, develop the value or attitudes, process of learning, process of thinking, and also the content by themselves. And then after that, we call the virtual classroom. After they learn by themselves, they have to share what they have learned, what is their problem of learning. And also we can also use the technology to sharing. Or even you are in the local school, you don't have much of technology, you can also use the blackboard or the paper. It depends on the school context. And then the most important is the students have to share the idea that they have learned themselves by themselves. And also they have to solve the problem. We use the face-to-face classroom. It means the teacher coming to the classroom with their own problem, and then they share again with the classroom. They share the way of solving the problem, and then they solve the problem together again, and then the teacher has the student to discuss and link the concept of learning. So this is a way that we try to close the gap of education by changing the way of teaching and then changing the way of learning of the student and teacher as well in the digital transform era. So this is an experience that's happened in Thailand when we try to training the teacher in that way in nowadays. So thank you very much for a good opportunity to sharing our experience from Khon Kaen University.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Huntula, for your sharing. 예, 아주 우리가 쫓기는 시간으로 이렇게
We are really
나눠봤지만
running out
참
of
우리 좀
time.
귀중한 좋은
But I think we've
경험들을
had very
나눠주셨고 또 발표도
precious
잘
experience
해주셨는데
shared.
아쉬운 건 우리에게 주어진 시간이
But it's regrettable
상당히
is
제한되어
that
있습니다.
we have
저도
very
항상 어디
limited
패널이나
time.
이런 데 가면 제일
When
마지막
I
부자로
participate
저를
in a
꼭
panel
넣습니다. 그
discussion,
이유는 제가 말을
I'm
잘해서가
always
아니라
the last
시간 지키는 건
person
아주 철저하게
to make a
잘하거든요.
presentation, because
아까
not because
우리
I'm
김정은
very
총장님
good at talking,
마지막
but because
타자에서
I'm good at
아주
wrapping up on time.
대회사도 아주 지혜롭게 잘 또
And
분위기를
Professor Kim
풀어주시면서 잘
Jong-un,
하셨는데
you were
우리에게
the last
남겨진
one to
시간이
make
지금 한 7,
the
8분
welcoming
남았습니다.
remarks,
그래서
and you've
우리가 원래
ended
계획했는
it
대로
very
우리가
smoothly.
충분히 서로 이제
And
토론을
we have
하기가
only
좀
several
어려운
minutes
환경인데
left, so we won't be able to
우리
carry out
조정인 교수나
full-scale panel
조성배
discussion.
교수님 양해해 주신다 그러면
Professor
혹시 말씀
Cho,
있으면 해주시고
with your
그렇지 않으면은
understanding, if you
마침
have
우리
any
교원대에서 두 분
things that you would
교수님도 와
like to
계신데 또 이렇게
say,
오랜
but we
시간
have two
같이 또 듣고
professors from
계셨으니까
Korea National University of
나머지 시간은
Education.
우리 교원대에
So,
제가 좀 바톤을 넘겨서
with your
두 분
approval, I
교수님이나
would like to
청장님
give the
좀
microphone
그동안
to
쭉
the
좀
speakers from Korea
들어주시고
National
했던
University
거에서
of Education.
마무리 짓는 코멘트들을
So,
좀 해주시면은
could you make some
감사하겠습니다.
concluding comments as
괜찮겠죠?
well?
예.
Would
그러면
that be
어느
okay?
분 교수님께서
Yes, who would like to go first?
네, 우선 유니틴에 참여하는 주간대학이 이렇게 모여서 경험을 나누고
It was a great
또 여러
opportunity
가지
for
아이디어를
us to share our
공유할 수
ideas
있었던 것
and
같고요.
experience
또
with
협력대학들도
UNITWIN
이제 발표를
host
해주시는 말씀을
universities and also
들으면서 또
partner
새로운 접근 방법이나
universities.
또 얘기들 많이 들을 수
And
있었던
with
것
your
같습니다.
comments,
무엇보다 사업을 이제
we were
운영을
inspired to
하면서
come up with better
경험하는 어려운
ideas.
점들이 많이 있는데
Of course,
그걸
we face
혼자서
challenges
해결할
in
필요가
doing our
없겠다.
projects,
나에게만은
and I realized that I don't
훌륭할
have
필요가
to
없겠다라는
solve
생각이
this
좀
alone.
든든하고 또
And I
이렇게
feel
말씀
so
나누면서
relieved.
우리 협력하고 있는 다른 대학들하고도 좀 얘기할 수 있는
And with
풍부한 거리들이
other
생기지 않았나 싶습니다.
universities,
그래서
I
오늘
think
시간
we
함께
have
할 수 있어서
a
정말
lot of things
감사했습니다.
to work on and talk about. Thank you very much.
유니트윈 사업에 대해서 사실 그 기획서에서
Regarding
일을 안
UNITWIN
했었다면 잘
project,
몰랐을 그런
had I not
사업이었었는데
worked for the
알게 된
president of our
기회가
school,
돼서 굉장히
I
좋았고요.
wouldn't be able to
그다음에
understand what
발표해
this is
주신
about. But
네 개 대학의
today I
유니트윈
learned a lot,
사업에 대한
especially the
개발적인
UNITWIN
내용, 그리고
project done by
협력
Ford
대학으로 계신 다른
University.
외국
Thank you so much. And also
그
the
학교에서
collaborating
하는
partner
이제
university
사업들에 대해서
from
많이 듣고
overseas.
알게 되는
I was
그런
able
기회가
to
되는 것 같습니다.
know more about what
각
they are
대학이
doing.
정말
So
강점을 다
today's
가지고 있는 것 같고요. 그
participation is very
강점에
meaningful to me.
맞게끔 이
And I
유니트윈
believe that
사업에서
each university
하시는
has
일들이
its
또 이렇게
strengths, and
보이는
UNITWIN
것에
is
대해서
providing a great
꽤
opportunities
인상이
for
깊었는데
all the
하나의
participating
관통적인 개념이
universities. It
있었던
was
것 같아요.
very impressive. But there's one commonality, which is digitalization.
컨셉을 가지고
So
이제
with the
사업에
concept
대해서 소개도
of
해주시고
digitalization, I could tell that everyone are
협력대학에서도
working
그것에
hard to
대한 내용을
collaborate,
발표를
not
해주신 것
only
같습니다.
the host university, but
제가
also
그
the
지식이
partner
짧아가지고 제가
collaborating
엉뚱한 얘기를 할지는
university. They are
모르겠지만
also
조금
working really hard.
추가로 만약에 이제
Well, I don't have
가능하시다면
much
조금
knowledge,
더
but please forgive me
생각을
if
좀
I'm wrong.
해주셨으면 하는 부분이
But let me make one comment. One thing
디지털라이제이션과
which is
더불어서
important is,
디지털
together
어떤
with the
에틱스 같은 것을
digitalization,
조금 더
we need to come up
강조를
with the
좀 해주셨으면
digitalization ethics.
좋겠다라는 그런
So
생각이고
that was the thought
디지털이라는
that appeared in
속성이
my
사실
mind.
굉장히 빨리
Digital
변하고 그다음에
characteristic or the
어쩌면
feature
사람이
that
필요 없는
is rapidly
그런
changing, and
컨셉이 될 수도
probably they don't
있는데
require
여기에
human
사람이 왜
being
필요한지에
existence.
대해서
And you might wonder
왜
why
사람이
we need
중요한지에
human
대해서
and
좀
why
강조를
the
해주시는
presence
것도
of
굉장히
human being is
중요하지
so
않을까
important. We
그런
need
생각을
not
합니다.
to forget about
엉뚱한 얘기를
that.
했으면 이해를 해주시고
And please understand if
많이 배우고
I have made a
가도록
mistake. So
엉뚱한 이야기가
thank you so much for the
나왔으니까 우리
opportunity. I learned
디지털에
so
앞서가는
much.
방송통신대학의 성경혁 교수님
So from
여기에 리스폰스 하시겠습니다.
Korea
말씀해
National
주시죠.
Open University, since you are an open university, Professor Song, would you like to make a
챗GPT
comment?
관련해가지고 제가 딱 떠오르는 생각은 그건데 사실 저도
Well,
이렇게 기술에 능한
with
사람은 아니라서
ChatGPT,
맞는
well, I'm not
말씀인 것
skillful at
같습니다.
using
그래서
technology
저희
myself, but
한편으로는 이제 4차 산업 관련된
on the
그런
other
교육이나
hand,
그런 기초학문에
we
대한
have to
교육도
carry
중요하지만
out education for
인문학에 대한
fourth
교육이나
industrial
그런 것도
revolution, but at the
중요할까
same time,
싶기도
we
하고요.
need to
그래서 저희
ground our
대학이 더
students on
그런
humanities.
쪽으로도
And
더
our
그걸
university
가지고
will
노력하도록
definitely
하겠습니다. 네.
focus on that
뒤로
as
가니까
well.
시간을 잘 지켜주시는 것 같아서
Everybody is
그러면 우리
punctual
조정인
now
교수님
that we are about
간단하게
to end.
마무리 말씀해
Professor
주시고
Cho, would you
그다음에
like to
김정우
make
총장님이
concluding
끝맺으시는
remarks,
걸로 이렇게
followed by
토론을 진행하겠습니다.
President
저도
Kim Jong-un?
사실 그 숙명여대 유네스코 유니트윈 교육에서도 디지털
In
쪽에서 코딩,
Sungmyung Women's
파이썬, 빅다타
Universities,
어나리시스 이런 중심으로 하고
Big
있는데
data
근데
analysis,
제가
Python,
조금
that's
이렇게
our
새로
focus
생겼으면
area.
좋겠는 커리큘럼이
But
김갑선
there's a
교수님 얘기하신
curriculum that
것처럼
we
디지털
really need
리터러시
to build for
이를테면은 그
digital
귀족
literacy.
여성들이 굉장히 이제
For
디지털로
women
오는 그런
in
어떤
developing
섹시즘
countries,
이런 거에 굉장히 많이 노출이
they
되는데
face a
그런
lot of
것들이 굉장히 이 친구들의
bottlenecks
뭐 어떤
or
인게이지먼트
barriers
하는
caused
그런
by
거에 굉장히
sexism.
많은 영향을
So
네거티브하게 미친다라는 거를
the
최근에 제가 논문
women
같은 거를
face
하나
negative
썼는데
reaction
그래서 뭐
from
챗GPT
this, and
문제뿐만
I've written
아니라
an article
이렇게 우리가
about that.
너무 이렇게
Not just for
테크놀로지컬한
ChatGPT,
교육에만
but
올인할 것이 아니라 이
we
친구들이
shouldn't
어떤
just focus on
이 디지털
technology-oriented
그런 걸 할
education.
때
At the same
그
time, we
에틱스
need
이런 게
to
너무 중요할 것 같고요.
also
하나 더
educate our
첨부하고 싶은
students
거는
on
저는 저희 이제
ethics
잠깐 아까 PT
related
시간이
to
좀
digital
짧아가지고
technology.
말씀을 좀 못 드렸는데
I
숙명여대
could
같은
not
경우는
mention
지금
this in my
유네스코 유니트윈 교육이
presentation, but
대부분
Sungmyung
이제 좀
Women's
위클리
University's
베이시스로 좀 짧게 이루어지고
UNITWIN
있어요. 근데
education, it's
제가 생각할
usually
때는
weekly basis
이게
and
좀
short term,
한계점이 많은 것
but I
같아요.
believe
그래서
it has
좀
its own
시메스터
limits.
베이스로
It
15주간
should be at
이렇게
least
정규
semester
수업처럼
based,
크레딧을 주고
like
그런
15
식으로 하면
weeks with
훨씬 더 우리가
full
임팩트
academic
있는 좀
credits. If we can
서스테이너블한
do that,
교육을
I think we
만들
can
수 있지
create
않을까
much
합니다.
more
감사합니다.
impactful
네,
and
감사합니다.
sustainable education. Thank you very
김정우
much.
총장님
And
갑자기
President
부탁드려서
Kim Jong-un,
죄송합니다만은 좀
I'm sorry for
아니,
catching you off
없습니다.
guard, but
뭐
that
어떻게
it
하다 보니까
wasn't
총대
planned.
면의 심정으로 지금 앉아 있는데 다들
Well,
또 가신다 그래가지고 또 저라도 나와
everybody
있어야 되겠다 싶어서
had to
제가
leave,
좀 남아
so
있겠다고
I
이렇게 부탁을
stayed until
드렸습니다.
the end.
저희 대학은 뭐 그렇죠. 그 이제 다들 자기가 잘
Korea
잘
National
살려고
University of
배우는데
Education,
우리는 또
well, just
배워서
like
이제
any other
남주려고 하는
education,
사람들을
we have
가르치기
to
때문에
teach
한동대가 또 배워서
our
남주자라고
teachers
하는
to be
그런
willing to
거예요.
share
그래서
the learning with students. And I
저희 대학
heard that
입장에서는
Handong
이
Global
사업이
University has a
굉장히
same
중요한
slogan.
사업입니다. 우리
This is a
교육부
very
이제 우리
important project
학부에서
for
이제 교사
KNEUE
양성도 그렇지만
because we are
국가적인
training
차원에서 나름대로
teachers
사명감을 가지고
and we
교사 교육
feel
결국 이제
this
제일
strong
중요한 게
sense of
교사
duty
교육이라고
to
한
our
사람을 가르치면
nation
100명이
because
될지 200명이 될지
we,
계속
if we teach
뻗어나가니까
one teacher,
그런
they
측면에서
will
굉장히
teach
중요하고
200,
이게
300
국제적으로
students.
확산시켜 나가는 일에 굉장히 관심을
So
많이 가지고
we are
있습니다.
very
그럴
much
수밖에 없고요.
interested in
그
international
오늘 그 얘기
collaboration
들으면서
for
이제 아까
sharing our
조정인 교수님 말씀하실
experience.
때 보면 이제 이게
And when
디지털화
Professor Cho
되면서
Jung-in has
많은
said,
분들이 이제
with
드랍되지 않고
digitalization,
이제 지금 이게
many
워먼
people
OX라 그러나요? 어쨌든 그쪽으로 참여할 수 있게끔
are
여성분만
now,
아니고 사실은
it's
우리가
not just
어떤
women,
장애를
but
가지신 분들이라든지
people with
우리가 일반적으로
disabilities
생각할 때 인구들이 많고 많은
can now
경제
continue
활동이
their education.
지금까지 생각했던 그처럼대로 돌아갔을 때는 경제 활동으로 많은 부분 이제 구별되고 이제 또 배제될 분들이 이걸
If the
통해서
current
참여할 수 있게
economy
되지 않을까
continues,
이런
many people will
생각이
be
들고요.
isolated or
아까
marginalized,
특히 이제
but
인도네시아
with
같은 경우는
digitalization, this
여성분들이
kind of
일찍
barrier can be
결혼을 하게
reduced.
되면서 이제
And I heard that
직업교육
Indonesian
드랍아웃
women,
되는 우리는 지금
sometimes they have
그게
to
너무
drop
늦어서
out
이제
from
좀
school
약간 더
because they
문제긴
get
한데
married
그렇게
and
됐을
have
때 이제
children early.
구체적으로 어떤 그런 그 데이터들이 있을까 하는 생각이
If I
들더라고요.
was
그렇게 하면
wondering
굉장히
if there
고무적인
is
어떤 얘기를 또
data
따로 할 수 있지 않을까. 이게
about this, then
디지털화되면서 이렇게
with
배제되는
digitalization,
사람들이
I think we can
다시
bring
이제 사회에
people who were
통합되는
previously
이런 걸 우리가
marginalized
실증적으로
into the
보여줄 수
society.
있으니까 그럴
So
것
I
같고
think we will be
우리나라에도 그게
able to
필요한 것
show
같아요.
that we can
제가
integrate
81년도
these
대학
people.
들어갔는데
When
저랑
I
동년배에
went
태어난
to
사람이 100만
university
명이
in
넘는다는데요.
1981,
그리고 대학에
let's
들어간
say there
사람들이
were
이제
1 million who
30%가
were
채 안
born in the
되는
same year, but less
상황이었는데
than
지금은
30%
이제
of them
태어나는
went on to
친구들이 제가
college. But
저희
these days, when
동년배들이
you're
대학 들어간
born
인구하고
this year,
똑같잖아요. 27만 6만 그러는데 그럼
the same
누구도
number of students who
배제되어서는 안
were
되거든요. 이
born
국가를
in my
유지하기 위해서는.
year are going
그렇게
to
됐을 때
go
우리
to the
이런
university. And for the sake of our
디지털화된
nation,
사회에서
no
어떻게 우리 사회를
person
운영할
should be left
것인가라고 하는
behind.
이런 게 굉장히 중요할 것 같아요. 그래서 누구도
So,
어떤 셀렉션을 통해서 그 사람들한테 뭔가를
through
맡기는 게 아니라
selection,
모든 사람들을 다 껴안고
we
나가야 되는. 다행히 우리
we shouldn't be
교육계에서도 그렇게
selecting
많이
people
얘기를
to do
하잖아요.
things for us.
한
We
명의
need to
아이도
integrate
배제되지 않는
everybody,
그런
and not a
교육 쪽으로
single child
갈
should
수
be
있는.
left
그런데 이게 또
behind.
이제 요즘 디지털 원주민이라고 얘기를
And
하는데
we are
거기에
talking
합류를
about
못하는 사람들이
digital
점점 더 많이
origins,
생겨나고
and many
있잖아요. 또
people are
거꾸로.
failing to
이제 그런
join the
부분에
jump
대해서도
wagon
우리가
of
관심을
digital
가져야 되지
origins.
않을까. 또 우리 김갑성 교수님 사실 그런 얘기는
We need to be more
교원
considerate
양성대
of
입장에서
these
많이
people,
얘기를 합니다. 윤리적인
and
측면들이라든지
especially
이런
for
부분 굉장히
teaching
중요하잖아요.
teachers. This
그
is
챗 GPT
ethically
같은
a
경우는
very
사실은
important
인간이
issue.
만약에 그렇게 하면 전부 다
ChatGPT
표절로 다 걸려버리잖아요. 이제 이런
has,
부분들이
students
우리가 이제
are
앞으로 계속
plagiarizing
관심을
their
가지면서 이렇게 해야 되지 않을까. 아까 인사 말씀 너무
reports,
길게 해가지고
and
죄송합니다.
ChatGPT itself has been caught a lot of times for
짧으신 것 같아서
plagiarism.
제가 메이크업을 기회를 드렸는데
I
정말
had given you
이
an
총평 겸
opportunity to
토론을
make up
마무리 짓는
for your
좋은
short
말씀을 주셔서
welcoming remarks,
감사합니다.
but I think you have
오늘
concluded
보니까
today's seminar
우리가
very
충분히
nicely.
서로 이 토의를 진행해야 될 것 같은데
I think we need
지금
further
줌으로 해외에서
discussion.
연결돼서
But
여기
the
참여하고
overseas
계신 분들과
participants are
충분히
joining
의견들을
us on Zoom.
개진하고 나눴으면 좋겠는데 아쉽게도
I hope to have more
시간이 제약이
in-depth
돼서
and
여기서
longer
맺어야
discussion with
되겠습니다.
them
더 좋은
in the future,
그
but for
토론과
now
또
we would
우리
have to wrap
여러
up.
가지 생각들을
Thank
나눠주신
you
것
everybody
감사드리고
for
제
sharing your
마이크를
wonderful ideas, and I would like to give
안진영
my
교수께 넘기도록 하겠습니다.
microphone back to Professor
감사합니다.
An Jin-hyung.
수고하셨습니다.
Thank you very
네,
much,
오늘
Professor Chi.
그 정부 관계자,
So
그다음에
we've had
ODA 전문가, 또
presentations and
협력대학
discussions with
관계자분들과
the
함께
people from the government,
대도국
ODA,
고등교육
and
분야의
sister
디지털 전환을 위한
universities
여러
about
가지
digital
논의와
transformation in
아이디어를
higher education in developing
함께하였습니다.
countries. We've had a
코로나19로
lot of
인해 전
discussions and
세계의
idea
변화 속도는
sharing. After the
이전과 비교할
COVID-19,
수
our
없을 정도로
changes
정말
are
빨라지고 있습니다.
accelerating to the level that we could not
문제는
imagine before. And
선진국과
such
개도국이 느끼는
changes
변화의 체감 속도가
are
똑같지
not
않은 것 같고
exception to
디지털
education,
전환이
but advanced
계속될수록
countries and developing
어떻게 보면
countries are
선진국과
feeling
개도국 간의
different
교육
pace
격차가
of
더
change.
커질 수
If
있고
the
있다라는
digital
우려가
transformation
우려가
accelerates,
돼서
this
제기되고
could
있습니다.
widen
그래서 오늘
the
여러분들이
educational divide
나눠주신
between
이
developing
방안과
and
아이디어를
developed
잘
countries.
정리해서
But with the
향후
ideas
미래
and
고등교육의
insights
방향을
shared today,
설정하고
we will
또
definitely
핵심적인
come up with better
국제개발 협력
plans to carry
모델을
out more
수립해서
effective with
개도국
UNITWIN
협력대학과
projects so that
함께
we can grow
성장하고
together
함께
with our
기쁨을 나눌 수
sister
있는
universities,
유니트윈
sharing
사업이
our
되도록
experience,
노력하면
joy
좋겠습니다.
together.
다시 한번 오늘
Once
참석해
again, I
주신
would like
모든
to thank
분들께
everybody
감사의
for
말씀을
joining us today,
드립니다.
and
감사합니다.
thank you very much.
예, 이제 개도국 거는 좀 꺼주시고요. 개도국 연락은
So,
다 꺼주시고
bye
잠깐
bye.
안내 말씀드리겠습니다. 저 식사하는 자리가
I would
밑에
like to
1층에
make
마련되어
a brief
있는데
announcement
첫
for
번째 룸
lunch.
안에 줌을
Please
꺼주세요.
go to
예, 그 룸 안에 있는 테이블 1번에는 총장님하고 그 유니티인 지금 발표해 주신 교수님하고 지범아 교수님, 유니티인 사업단장과 지범아 교수님 테이블 안에 앉으시고, 그다음에 테이블 2에는 나머지 교수님들 앉아주시고, 3에는 연구원들, 4에도 연구원들